before we get into the actual recording, like before anything, I have a great way to start this off. So recently, especially recently, specifically the last couple of days, I have been beaten with sticks every single fucking day. Every single day, I am dragged out into the street and I am mercilessly hit with hammers.
Wait, are we already starting?
Oh, yeah, I recorded. Like, I hit record.
Shit, hello.
No, we're not. We haven't started the episode. This is pre-episode.
Oh, okay.
Because I just want to talk about a specific incident because everything came to a head last night. Wait, last night?
I think it was the night before.
It was the night before. Okay. Yeah.
I think you literally just popped in some other channel and everyone just spammed psych mods at you.
Oh, no, Momo. No, that's not what I'm talking about. It's far worse.
The edit Blumen made.
So
Magic.
Yeah. Don't hold on. I've got it pulled up. We're gonna get there. I gotta build. We gotta tell a story here. So I was doing. I started doing a Yu-Gi-Oh! Prog thing with a friend of mine because we had been planning it for months, and he was dragging his feet. And like I saw Bridget and Carl did their thing earlier in the day, so I DM'd immediately, and I was like, "We're starting. I don't care. We're starting today. I'll walk you through it. We're starting." So we did start. Roughly an hour into that stream, I received multiple ats in the Cool Gang server. Now, I had tabbed over to, like, I was playing Master Duel because we had moved on after Prague because it was a quick 3 games. And on the little bottom of my screen, the little pop-up came up to let me know I had a ping, which it usually doesn't do that. I don't know why it decided to do it now of all times. But all that ping said was at Naked Gabumon Enjoyer, at Naked Gabumon Enjoyer, at Naked Gabumon Enjoyer. So immediately I thought, this is going to be bad. This is going to be really bad if they're using that tag to try and get my attention. So I opened the fucking Digimon channel, and this is what I see sitting in there. An edit of the Oja Magic Yu-Gi-Oh! Card, with the Ojamas replaced by all 3 variations of Naked Gabumon.
This rocks. I don't know what you're talking about.
And under the table, the puppeteer has a cat face and Bridget's hair on it, because as it turns out, she's the one who requested he do this. The description of the card has also been changed, and the set name has been changed to Lot. Or Lotte, in this case. So I just wanted to really quick talk about the kind of things I deal with on an everyday basis. It's been getting worse lately. I feel like every day someone decides to attack me.
It's been funny.
Just this morning, we were all talking about like high school and stuff or whatever. And I went away for like 20 minutes to do something, and then I came back and started typing again. The moment I said something in chat, Diamond replied, adding me with the fucking naked Psychmon. It's like, I wasn't even doing anything. It was just on site they decided to start shooting. What the fuck is wrong with all of you? Why do you do this to me? Anyway, we can actually start the episode now.
Okay.
I needed to get it all out before I have another conniption in like half an hour and we're talking about something else. Welcome everyone to the DigiVerse DiveCast, episode 5, the only Digimon podcast that is under 2 hours. Don't look at the time code.
True facts.
True facts. Not a single lie.
We're the first in many categories.
Yes.
As long as you don't check them.
Yes, exactly. Remember, kids, don't do research. Just believe everything I tell you.
Did you know we're the only podcast?
It's true.
Yep.
The only one. Oh, God. Yeah, this week we watched episodes 20 through 24, I almost said 21, of Digimon Adventure. And we can just get right into it after I managed to scroll back up, because I was looking at my notes for later. Yep, so I'm going to start with episode 20, Perfect Level Evolution, Metal Greymon.
It's been a long time coming.
Yeah, we finally got a perfect level evolution.
Yeah, it took a while, but it's finally here.
So shall we? Unfortunately, I did not have a lot of time this this session, so I don't have a lot of notes. So you're gonna have to take charge here. Sorry.
That's perfectly okay. So the episode starts off and they're just kind of discussing what they should do because Sora got kidnapped.
Yeah.
And Taichi's sitting there blaming himself, and everyone's like, "It's not really your fault. It kind of is, but it's not really
then
your
bit.
fault."
And he's like, no, it's my fault.
I gotta make it right.
And so they start trying to come up with a plan, and I think Taichi suggests, "What if we beat Edamon?" To which I believe Mimi replied, "Dude, he kicked our ass last time. That's not happening."
It's like, I don't think that's gonna work.
Yeah.
Very funny.
So then they come up with like this whole plan to make it a war on two fronts, distract Etamon with one team, and then the other team sneaks in.
Yeah, because Koshiro has discovered that Nanomon didn't actually flee. He just went further into the pyramid.
He's in his super duper secret room.
Yeah, because the pyramid is an inverted pyramid, and there's a normal pyramid underneath it, but underneath the normal pyramid is another inverted pyramid.
And also there's a bunch of hidden hallways in the pyramid, and then on top of that there's a super special hidden room at the very bottom of the pyramid.
This shit goes deep.
Nanomon, you fucking dickhead.
He's fucking insane.
You just never stop adding layers. You just never stop adding layers.
And once you beat him, the pyramid gets the pyramids all get inverted again.
Of course, yeah.
It's
like a roguelike.
Yeah.
Every
Dracula.
Every time you leave, it just changes again.
Mm-hmm.
So it cuts to the inside of the super secret special room where Nanomon has Sora trapped or strapped to the fucking James Bond device.
Yeah.
Where she's like on the table with her arms and legs like locked. And he reveals his master plan here is he's going to clone her
For some
and
reason.
give the clone the Digivice and tag and crest, which as it turns out he does in fact have the crest of love. He's just had it this whole time.
God.
Yeah, so he starts cloning her. Okay, it's like, well, if you're not gonna cooperate, I'll just make a fucking clone.
And it's like, I don't know if you're gonna I don't think you understand how these crests operate, buddy.
It's fine.
We just have this separate adventure of clone Sora. She has to learn what love means.
Oh my god.
Can you imagine?
The spin-off series no one asked for, but everyone needs.
She's not even like doing it. There's no stakes. She's just off somewhere else doing nothing with like.
There's no color alt of Piomon. They would have to make one for her.
Purple Piomon.
We cut back to the kids, and as it turns out, Taichi's got a lot of trauma, especially recently.
A little bit.
He's been through some shit recently.
He's had the worst week of his life.
He's like, okay, no, I've been. He's like, he feels bad about how he's treated he's been acting around all of his friends, and also just, I could die. I could actually die. Oh shit.
He was in fact hit with the potential reality of his death last episode.
The frailty of life.
After they told him, no, Taichi, you can't just be going around. If you get electrocuted by that fence, you will actually die.
Yeah,
you are not just a video game character.
And they reveal that unfortunately, the area that Sora is trapped in is, of course, surrounded by one of those electric fences, and Taichi immediately has PTSD flashbacks.
Yeah. From that time, he almost killed himself.
But they go ahead and they formulate their plan of the two fronts. They're just like, there's going to be so many people out here. We need one person. We need one group to distract while another group infiltrates. So they launch a full scale assault on the pyramid. Where
which is surrounded by Tyrannomons and I forget what else.
Monochromon.
Oh yeah, Monochromon. That's it.
Yeah.
There's just
who was a very nice Digimon, by the way. Remember that.
So the rest of them are so they're all hidden under a
tarp.
like a desert colored tarp for camouflage. And then Joe and Yamato rush off. Well, they digivolve and start a distraction, and that distraction is Ikakumon fires a bunch of missiles at the pyramid. And then everyone starts chasing them.
And then fucking Adamon fucking jumps out of his, like, I guess, bedroom, and
Yeah,
he's in his
he has the
fancy
bathrobe.
bathrobe.
It's the bathrobe on. It's so good.
And he's just like, I was just like, this is like one of my few notes. It's just, good lord, he's naked.
Oh my
And he's
god, he's
just like,
naked.
I can't. And the Gazimon, I love the Gazimon, by the way. They're just like, boss.
They're really
They're
funny.
like,
yeah.
they're goons. They're just
Yeah.
like, boss. Gazimons would go, it's the bat.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So
Um,
Edamon decides, well, fuck
It's
it.
like, well, I can't
I'll
find
just-
Nanomon, so I'm just gonna kill these kids now.
I'll just kill him myself. Like, I need to blow off
so
some
mad.
steam. The kids will make do.
Mhm.
So he rushes out of the pyramid to go kill Joe and Yamato. And Joe is like running away while firing, and it cuts like a behind view of him as he's going up a hill, and from off screen, Edamon like sprints up a fucking dude. Like,
Oh yeah,
full...
like he throws like his fucking spirit bomb attack and kills like half of the Tyrannomon.
Yeah. At this point, he's just like, we're killing. Fuck it.
Like, it's like, it's been a while since I watched this show, so I don't remember. But like, I don't know if there's any other villain in this show that they like just sell how overwhelmingly strong they are compared to the kids at the time as Edamon.
No, I was gonna go into that because this fight he does against at a point Mimi is just like, oh shit, they're in trouble. Palmon, come on.
Yeah,
Mimi joins.
Mimi was watching Takaru, but then she's like, oh, I'm worried about them now. I should go help back them up.
So like, Edamon proceeds to absolutely dominate
Style
Garurumon.
on them.
Yeah, he grabs Garurumon
Like,
by
he's
the
like-
tail, spins him, and throws him. Ikakumon body slams him, at which point he just punches up into Ikakumon's stomach and starts bouncing him on his fist over and over again.
And then Togomon tries to do the spine attack thing, and he just catches them all and throws them back
It's
right into
fucking insane,
Togemon's
yeah.
face.
Like it's the degree to which Etamon just dominates every single fight he's in is insane. Really sells the idea that he may be silly, but he's just a monster.
Yeah, he's so cool. And like,
Like, even compared to like other perfect levels, they're like, no, he's just insane.
Just a monster, yeah. Genuinely more intimidating than Devimon. It's really funny.
Yeah. And he's funny monkey, but they do such a good job of telling just how like insurmountable.
Yeah.
Dark spirits.
And then he does Love Serenade again and makes them all return to child form.
And they're all just like, uh-oh. At which point the Gazimon are like, hey, boss, they're actually inside the pyramid. And he immediately is just like, oh fuck, if they're in there, that means Nanomon's in there.
He's also not as stupid as you'd think he is.
Yeah. Like he's kind of silly sometimes.
He's a bit goofy and he's in love with himself, but he's not. He's actually weirdly smart.
Yeah.
And it's really funny that they juxtapose him being like, oh, that means Nanamon's in there. All right, kids. And then he turns around and he's like, where the fuck did they go? It's so good. As it turns out, Takaru came over and was like, get under the tarp. So Takaru saves the day.
And then they're like, oh, Tokomon helped too. Thank you, Tokomon.
It's so good. It cuts back to Taichi and Koshiro are in the pyramid. They're going through, and Koshiro is navigating, and they're like, oh, watch out, this path's blocked off and everything. And then as they're walking through, Edamon just fucking busts through the ceiling and is like, hey kids, I'm going to kill you.
And they're like, shit.
So Tentomon digivolves to Kabuterimon and like basically just body blocks to give Taichi time to run away. And then we get down, Taichi gets down into the next room and discovers that there is the electric fence there. And he starts, having flashbacks of, oh my god, this could kill me. Oh god. But then he's like, no.
There's I forget if he says it here or earlier. There's a good line I like from Taichi. It's something like, I don't just feel bad about Sora. I lost something when I back there at that fence.
Yes. Amazing. And just like, I think it's when he says that like the crest starts like activating.
Yeah.
Because he's just like, no, like I've got to do this. So he, shows his courage and gets like he just puts a hand through and he's like, oh, okay, I got it, and then he just rushes through. And at that point, like Edamon's caught up. He like he tackles Kabuterimon down the stairs and has him in like an arm bar. He's like on both of his arms, like he's got both of his right side arms like locked, and he's like, "I'm getting you next." So Taichi runs into the room with Nanomon and Sora. He sees the Sora clone and he's like, "Oh, thank God!" And then Piomon's like,
And
"No, that's not Sora.
No, that's not the real one." And then he looks over. Oh, it's Sora.
Yeah, he looks 2 feet to his left, and Sora's strapped to the table. It's so stupid.
It's just like this was indeed a thing that happened.
Absolutely necessary to have this clone bit here.
And then he immediately just steals yanks the crest off him, and then tries to give it back to Sora.
He just walks over and like grabs it and is like, okay, well, I guess I've got these now. He runs over to where Sora's like on the Nanomon makes the floor disappear.
Yeah, he's like, now you are in my deadly trap hole. He says like, oh, this is like the core of Edamon's network. If you fall in there, you're just done.
Yeah. So it's the core of the dark network. If you fall in there, you just die. So Taichi catches her.
And like Nanomon starts attacking Taichi to make him let her go.
He's got,
but I think he just throws the crest to Sora so Biyomon can turn back into Birdramon and just saves them both.
Yeah, she just immediately flies over and grabs them, and they
he
get
takes
out of
a
there.
fucking Taichi takes like a beating from a perfect level.
Yeah, no, he Nanomon like grips both of their arms and is trying to rip them apart.
Honestly, pretty fucked up. Yeah.
Yeah.
Took it like a champ.
So as they escape, Edamon like catches up to them, but then I forget who it is, but one of them busts through the wall and just drops the entire electric fence on Edamon, and he starts getting electrocuted. It's really
I think it was
good.
a Kakumon.
It was one of the outside Digimon because they were busting back into the pyramid.
Yeah.
So they all managed to escape while Edamon's being electrocuted. And Edamon's like, you know what? Fuck it. I need to win today. So he walks up to Nanomon. He's like, I'm going to kill you.
And then Nanomon's like, oh wait, there's also a bit where Nanomon's like, yeah, there's like a weirdly fucked up thing Nanomon says before this. Well, I think he was talking to Sora about like his plan. He's like, when Edamon beat the crap out of me, I have like severe memory loss. I don't remember anything from before that. All I remember is I want to kill him.
The only thing left for him is rage.
So Nanomon's like, okay, Edamon, I'm just taking you down with me, and he just opens up the hole in the floor again and sucks them both in.
Yep. So Nanomon just vaporizes. A bunch of stuff from outside is getting sucked into the dark network for some reason.
This is like a really shit effect, by the way.
Yeah.
They just start swirling up they just start putting like a swirl effect on the frame.
That's when he starts using, that's later. That's when he starts using the dark spirits to hit stuff when he's...
Oh, yeah.
Because like he halfway goes into the network and like the cables start coming out and you just assume
Yeah, they're like dragging him back down.
But then, as all the kids are celebrating their victory, the pyramid explodes. And all the pulsating mass of wires with also Edamon in it.
It starts sucking. But it also starts. It starts like sucking everything in around him, even like a bunch of the Digimon.
Yeah, it's fucked up, and like Edamon is like inside the network from the waist up.
Yeah, he's like he looks kind of like he's very it's like what if Apocalypse was a monkey?
Yeah,
pretty much. Yeah,
he's also shredded now.
Oh yeah, I forgot he gets like extra buff. He's like full power Frieza.
Yeah. Like he's always been pretty buff, but it's like he's just giant now.
Yeah, it's crazy. And so he is this now. Like now that he's powered up, he starts throwing the dark spirits and everything. And whenever
every time dark spirits hit something, they just like add like this shitty distortion effect to wherever he hit, and they're like, "Oh no, he's gonna destroy everything."
They do the Photoshop swirl filter on the frame. It's bad. But yeah, so Taichi's like, no.
So they're just like, everyone's like, "Oh well, God, we can never beat him now." But Taichi's like, "No, there's still hope."
So he starts
So he's
rushing
like, let's go,
toward
Greymon.
starts rushing toward Edamon with Greymon in tow. And like at one point, Greymon gets hit by one of the dark spirits and it kind of knocks him over. But Taichi's like, no, get up. Come on, we're going. Like, we can do this. And then his crest fully activates, and we manage to get the first perfect evolution sequence, and it's in 3D.
I love like this whole sequence. It looks so cool. Like just the DigiVerse like blasting the crest out of it and stuff.
It's really cool.
And then we get the greatest CG ever put in an anime.
Yes, which
I
it's
fucking
been
love
on the
CG
slideshow.
for level
So it was really-
fives. Yeah.
But yeah, God, the CG Metal Greymon evolution sequence is fantastic.
I think you're using the wrong episode. You just pop it up real quick.
Oh, I
I
mean,
don't
yeah,
wanna
the
mention it.
slideshow has stuff from everything.
yeah, the slideshow is just an automatic. Every 2 minutes, it changes to the next image.
Oh, just every okay. Every time I've looked at it, it's the Hosoda
Yeah.
ones.
Probably
that's
because
the one we
there's
have
like
the most
8
of.
there's 8 images from that episode.
And there could have been, and there should be more, because damn, that episode was pretty as fuck.
Here, wait, hold on.
But like,
Here.
so yeah,
There you
just okay. We finally have Metal Greymon. Shouts to Metal Greymon. I love
Shout
this
out to Metal
dude.
Greymon. Love
Shout
Metal
out to
Greymon.
Greymon.
See, that's the
Wonderful.
so, and then you finally see him in the regular show, and you'd assume, like, oh, he's Greymon, but with some armor. No, Metal Greymon is also giant.
Yeah.
Yeah, for so like it's really only him. He gets so much bigger. Like so
I wouldn't be
much
surprised.
bigger.
I wouldn't be surprised if the next time he shows up, he's significantly smaller.
Most
Mhm.
likely.
But it's like it's really funny because it's every series this happens in. Because I remember, or not every series, but both times Metal Greymon has his big debut, he's like so much bigger. It's fucking weird.
I
'Cause
guess like okay, minor spoilers for later on, but like where Garurumon's like a bit bigger, but like also I guess Alter Kabutarimon was like a lot bigger.
yeah, significantly bigger. Yeah, yeah. So Greymon shows up and cuts one of the dark spirits with the metal arm he now has,
Mm-hmm.
and then proceeds to use Giga Destroyer, which are his 2 little weird shark
Missiles
things.
that he fires out
Yeah.
of his chest.
Yeah, and they fly into the mass and explode.
Oh yeah, but also like he just starts going like Super Saiyan, like
Yeah.
his crest, like his like Digivice starts like charging up, and he starts glowing with. I think it's Tokamon just yells out, "Oh, he's glowing with the holy light."
Yeah, I'm not 100% sure what was happening there, but
I guess just because they finally, just I don't know. I took it as just they finally properly used the power of the crests.
Mm-hmm.
yeah, true. Yeah, so he glows and then he shoots the Giga Destroyer and it just completely explodes at him on, and a vortex opens up.
Yep. That's the power of a perfect level.
Yep. So everything starts getting sucked into the vortex, including Taichi. Metal Greymon briefly manages to like put his hand out to stop him from getting sucked in, but then both of them
There's like, oh, let's just go in, and then I think they literally just go, yeah, let's just go in there.
they get sucked into the vortex, and everyone else is left behind, being like, "Huh?
What?
And then it
And then suddenly Hosoda.
yep, it's
Yep.
all of a sudden it's just like, oh, they're in the real world now. It's like these really
shift.
these really good little reaction shots of Taichi and Koromon being like,
Koromon is so fucking cute in this part.
yes,
Honestly.
but
Hosoda
I
does
wish
look really cute.
I wish our real world was also looked like Hosoda.
yeah, looked like
Yeah.
Hosoda. But unfortunately, before we can start talking about how good episode 21 looks, we have to do the dub zone episode 20.
Oh
Yep.
boy.
The episode is called The Earthquake of Metal Greymon.
Sure, I
Okay.
guess.
Yeah.
I have actually been. I was actually, but real quick, I was actually looking through an episode list just for some
Mhm.
references while we were talking. I'm like, oh, there are actually some really good dub name episodes.
Yeah. In this set, the dub name episodes are fucking weird.
Hmm.
The last 2 specifically are just like, what? But whatever. We'll get to those. So during the Matt is doing the recap, and he says, "Our leader Tai thinks he's invincible." Tch. And,
Alright.
Okay, dude. What's your fucking
Okay, man.
problem?
and then we're talking about how when Datamon kidnaps Sora, he's like, "Nice guy, huh?" Like, shut the fuck up.
What is your fucking damage?
I forgot that the dub just makes him a massive asshole.
Yeah, he just is.
Yeah.
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 Oh, oh, is that becomes very evident in 23. So when they're talking about their plan at the beginning, instead of Edamon beat us, they're just like Datamon beat our brains in last time, and it's just like, huh? He didn't do shit.
He was Nanomon
put in
wasn't the
some
one
work.
throwing glass.
Just
Yeah.
very, very weird change. So this is like, the dub hates Mimi? ? She offhand mentions this is more depressing than a soap opera. It's like, fucking
What?
sure, man, whatever. Okay.
I don't know if that's Dub Hate Mimi. I think that's just a shit joke.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it might just be a shit joke. I didn't know if that was like, oh, she's a girl, she watches soap operas, but like, I won't add that one to the counter. I gotta give him slack when I can, given how fucking bad they are about it.
Yeah.
They say Datamon found a great place to hide right under Edamon's nose, at which point Joe says, good place as long as he isn't sneezing. Like,
That is kind of funny.
yeah,
A
like
little bit.
anytime it's like, that was an actually kind of funny joke. When Datamon is talking to Sora about what he plans to do, he's talking about the DigiVerse exclusively while the crest is on screen. He doesn't mention the crest once. Don't know why. The dub hates Mimi. The part where she gives the thumb up saying, let's all come back here safely is changed to, whoever doesn't come back alive is in a lot of trouble. Fucking... Ugh. Hate these fuckers. Another actually good joke. One of the Gazimon says a Kakumon is bombing us, and Adamon says, well, bomb him back! The dub hates Mimi.
Yay.
So when Tai and Izzy are leaving for the pyramid, Tai gives Izzy a direction, and he goes, Roger. At which point Izzy responds, he forgot his name. Fuck off.
Okay, I'm not gonna lie, that is pretty funny though.
Like, you can't, no, they don't get to make a don't call me Shirley joke. They don't get to make that joke. They have not earned it. Fuck them.
I've just legit never heard that one before.
Fucking fuck these dumbasses. Followed by an actual funny joke. Edamon says, you're becoming a nuisance. And Joe says, of course, I'm a teenager. Which is a funny joke, but he's not a teenager. He's like 11.
It's like, I guess that's technically a teenager, but...
That really?
Oh,
I had to pause because I started laughing so hard when he said this line, because Edamon says, I'm going to cancel you like a bad like a bad sitcom, but he said he's going to cancel them, and I started laughing so fucking
Edamon has gone woke.
I was just like, holy shit.
Jokes that will age better.
That joke has gotten so funny with age.
He's gone woke. Stop him.
I can't believe it.
Introducing new level 6 for Edamon.
Edamon,
Woke Edamon.
more like Edawumon, am I right, guys? Fuck.
Sorry,
Edit
no,
them.
just... I'm just imagining like a fucking like SJW parody Edamon. This is foul.
God. Terrible
Okay.
bit.
Anyway, next, this episode had a lot of Edamon in it, so it's got like a bunch of actual funny shit. Like Edamon saying to Nana or Datamon, and I quote, I'm gonna open you up like a can of beans.
Beans?
Is he gonna eat him?
No. Because he's a metal like cylinder, so he's just saying he's gonna open him up like a can of meat.
True.
Just very good.
God.
Oh God, sorry, I'm fucking crying over the cancel thing.
It's pretty funny.
When Greymon digivolves to Metal Greymon, they say he's a fully evolved Digimon. He hoo hoo.
The strongest evil Digimon.
Oh. And finally, to wrap out the episode, the dub hates Mimi. When Greymon starts glowing, she says, "Wow, I wish my hair could do that."
What?
I don't fuck
What?
because he's
That doesn't even make
glowing.
sense.
He's glowing, I guess. I don't
Okay.
fucking know. Look, they had to squeeze as many as they could into this episode
Mhm.
because Mimi's not in the next 4. All right, and that was it for that one. Which means we can move on to episode 21, Koromon's Great Battle in Tokyo. So this is the episode directed, like the movie, by Mamoru Hosoda.
Yep.
And oh my god, this episode is so good.
Like
It
there's
really
some,
is.
especially in this session, I think there are some pretty nice looking episodes by the show standards, but like this is just above and beyond.
Yeah.
This episode is crazy with how good it looks, and
Like not
the
just like
storytelling,
not just
yeah.
like really nice like art and direction and shit. Like it's also just like really like fluidly animated.
Mm-hmm.
the direction of the episode is especially like incredible.
Yeah, I know it's
though.
fucking fantastic.
There's
And like
a
Momo said,
lot.
like Momo said, it is easily some of the best animation that the show is going to have, if not the best. Because like even just looking at the backgrounds, shit is happening in them. It's not
Yeah.
just static images,
Mhm.
which is a big step up.
Like unreal, like
Mhm.
borderline movie quality animation. Which I
Yeah.
guess isn't that surprising.
I genuinely wonder if that was like, because you know it was a short film, so I wonder if it's like okay, well also like that team also basically just made that episode at the same time.
would
I
not
wouldn't be
surprise me.
surprised. Yeah.
But yeah, the episode opens up and they are it does like the same thing it did at the beginning of the end of the 20th episode, where it's like they realize that they are back in the real world and they start like kind of freaking out a little bit, and then Koromon gets hit by a kickball.
Yeah, I get.
Yep.
But and then this, I'm sorry to be mean, but this ugly child starts just giving him a look. I'm sorry, she makes like a really horrid face. I'm gonna post it actually.
You're not wrong.
She does. Oh god, that's when Taichi starts bombarding her with questions.
It's like, is this real? Is this Tokyo? Are
Is
you
this
from
real
the?
life?
Are we in the digital world? And she starts crying and runs away.
Yeah, hold on, I'll
Mhm.
put it up on screen. I just gotta grab the
And then Koromon gets really self-conscious and goes, "Am I just ugly?"
yeah, like he's just like, am I ugly? This is the ugly child, by the way. This is the
Mhm.
ugly child we're talking about.
They're really fucking ugly.
Just ugly child. Sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry, her parents, your child's ugly.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Uh,
Koromon's suddenly just like Taichi. Taichi, why are they looking at me? I don't Taichi.
Do I look scary?
Taichi, are we scary?
And
Yeah,
all
like
the-
everyone,
yeah.
like the hundreds of people in that street are all just like, what the fuck is that?
Mhm.
yeah, what is going on? So Taichi like scoops up Koromon. Is like, okay, we gotta get out of here. I gotta go.
Yep. I gotta
Uh,
go.
It starts playing the fucking music.
Yeah, it plays the
classical
music.
song.
Oh
The
yeah, it
music
plays
from
the
the
song
movie.
from the movie as well.
Yeah.
It's like
It's
a
really
it's like
good.
it's like a really recognizable piece of classical music. I just forget the name of the song.
Mhm.
Mhm.
God, it's so good. Love it.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it's like a lot of like mostly quiet shots of him
Yeah,
just
it's
like
just-
carrying Koromon around.
Yeah,
while-
just showing him around Tokyo, and there's like, well, damn, I guess better go home.
yeah, he
Yeah.
like realizes like, wait, we're near my house. I can go home.
And then when he gets to his house, he goes, "Holy shit! It really is my house."
Yeah, and he's like about to enter, and then he just has like this like, I guess like existential one of like,
Yeah.
how long have I been gone? Have I been
Yeah.
gone years, months. It's like, will they even know who I am?
Mhm.
He starts spiraling hard.
Yeah, I know he's
And he's
just
just,
in
"Alright,
the
it's
worst
just-
mental state immediately.
Yeah, there's like a really fucked up bit where he starts he does the typical like Japanese thing of like, oh, tadaima, I'm home, and then he like cuts himself off because he goes, oh wait, maybe they won't, so he just kind of says, excuse me,
Yeah.
I'm entering.
Mhm.
And it's like, oh man. Ooh,
Yeah.
that hurts.
Yeah.
But then like when he sees like the shoes and everything, he's like, oh, thank God, it's still my house.
It's like,
Yeah,
this
yeah,
is my
yeah.
house, and he starts like just going. He just like wanders the house a bit, and then just Hikari just is like in the hallway.
Well, hold on. First, he gets the cola. This is really
Oh yeah,
important.
Yeah.
oh yeah, Coca Cola, and then Koromon's like, oh, what? That looks delicious. Gimme.
Gimme.
Fucking throats that shit.
Yeah,
And it just cuts to Koromon chugging that shit.
fucking such a funny shot. I wish I could put a GIF in the fucking video of him just
Yeah.
chugging the cola. It's so funny.
It's so good.
But
And then he drinks it too fast and gets
Yeah.
stomach ache.
Oh, so that's when
Stomach,
like,
quote unquote.
yeah, he closes the fridge and is just like, I don't know how long it's been, and then he sees the calendar and he's like, oh
yeah,
my
it's
God,
August.
today's August 1st.
Yep.
Hey,
And
if
he
you want
realizes-
to,
yeah. What?
Mhm.
What?
I put an image.
In the dump.
You have it.
I just searched Koromon on Discord.
Of course, it's there. I'm curious if this will work. Let me see. No, it doesn't play.
No.
Oh, wait, yes, it does. I just had to.
Oh, yeah, it does. There you go.
Yeah, let's go.
Let's go.
It is way too smoothly animated for.
Right.
So like they're just like bickering for a bit, and then all of a sudden you just hear Taichi, and he turns around and just it's Hikari's just standing in the hallway staring at him.
I think he mentioned it. I think before she comes out, he mentioned, oh yeah, she was sick with a fever, so she didn't come to camp.
Mm-hmm.
I'm pretty sure he mentions it before she comes out of her room. I forget if it's before or after, but he does mention it's like, oh yeah, she was sick, so she's like,
And he's like,
she
wait a
stayed
minute.
home. Yeah. And yeah, he realizes it's the same day he left, and Hikari's like, why are you home?
Why are you back? And then he's like, oh, you brought Koromon with you. And she's like, what? Why do you know Koromon?
Yeah.
And she's just like, I don't know, it's Koromon. And it's I love that so much.
It's
And
like
like
a
when,
really like weird bit.
yeah. And then
I mean, as in good weird, as in like
yes.
intentionally.
yeah.
Mhm.
And then like as she's talking about like, I don't know, I just remember it does a really quick close-up shot of the whistle around her neck moving a little bit.
Yeah.
Which of course literally only makes sense if you've watched the movie.
Yep.
Hikari's also like bizarrely insightful.
Yeah, she's like weirdly like, I don't know what the right word is, stoic.
Mm-hmm.
Like she's just very quiet.
Mm-hmm. And she can tell something's wrong like almost
Mhm.
immediately.
Yeah, she's like, why are you back? Like,
Yeah.
did something happen at camp or something like that? And
Yeah. But, like,
And then Taichi asks if she's been to the other world too, right? Or is that a little
she
later
asks
on?
him that.
Mm-hmm. It's bizarre. Like she's
Oh
like,
yeah, no, she said so. Oh no, she's
No,
like,
she
you
asked
didn't go
about
to
camp.
camp, did you? You went to the
Yeah,
other
yeah.
world.
you went to another
Yeah,
world.
yeah,
And he's
yeah.
like, whoa, what? Huh?
Yeah, and then like they start to see like I forget if it's on TV or they look outside. It's like
Mhm.
rumblings and shit.
Mm-hmm.
Or maybe
Yeah,
this is later.
I think it's a little
It's
later.
first
'Cause
on the TV.
Yeah.
yeah, he
Oh yeah,
he
there's
starts,
like a
yeah, 'cause they're
Digimon
like-
on. It's like
there's-
or like
yeah,
an
yeah.
earthquake or a hurricane, some kind of disaster. But then he sees a Digimon. He's like, "What?"
yeah, he sees
Yeah,
Tyrannomon,
It's
I
like,
think,
oh
on
yeah,
the
it's
screen.
like Yukidarumon. That's
And, like,
Seedramon.
Specifically, it's them talking about in the first episode they
Yeah,
open
but-
up on all the incidents that have been happening over the world.
Yeah.
They're specifically talking about those, and then you see,
Yeah,
oh,
like I
it's
think it's
Digimon.
Seedramon, Yukidarumon, and I think Smeramon.
Yeah, it's
Yeah, yeah,
Meramon is the
Meramon.
drought, Yuidaru is the snow, and Seedramon's like the heavy rains. And
Yeah,
Taichi starts
the
freaking
flooding.
out. He's like, "Oh my god, what?" Like
And
there's
then
Digimon.
and then Hikarimo just goes, "You can see them as well now."
And he's like, "What?" Yeah, he's like, "What do you mean?" He's like, "You can see
I
them."
could
And she's
always
like,
see
"Yeah,
them.
I've been able to see them for a while."
It's like I
And
could always see them. No
what
one
the
will believe
fuck?
me though.
yeah,
What do you
yeah.
mean?
Actually, just getting hit with too much information at once.
Yeah. So before any of that happens, he like this is just like cute details. So I just wanted to go over them.
Mhm.
He decides to like I'm gonna make some food. Like how about we have
Yeah.
how about we have dinner? So he makes a bunch of omelets, and Hikari's like, "Were you always this good at cooking?" And he's like, "Oh,
Mhm.
Matt taught me at camp." And it's been a day, so like that's
Yeah.
But I just think it's a cute detail that Taichi is a much better cook now because Yamato
Yeah.
taught him how to cook.
Also, specifically, he cooks omelets, which he also made in the movie.
Yes.
Also, another thing, the cat from the movie is not around.
Yes.
No.
Yeah, unfortunately, it seems like the cat has passed away.
Either that or
Either
the
that or
animators just
just,
didn't
I
want
mean, that thing is
just didn't wanna
vicious. Maybe they
animate.
got rid of it.
It's very territorial. You got to understand.
He does mention that he's always been good with egg dishes because he did make
Yeah.
the eggs in the movie. It was like sunny side up, but yeah, now he's
Mhm.
making like really
Full-
nice looking omelets.
Full on omuraisu.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and then
it's-
Koromon poops,
Yep.
and
on
there's
the
a bunch
table.
of there's a bunch of
He's like, "I'm
flowers, and then
sorry."
hard cuts to him being
Mhm.
on the toilet.
He's also like the happiest he's ever been, just
Mhm.
wolfing down an omelet.
Mhm.
Hikari takes one bite and is like, "I'm full. You can have the rest." And they immediately
Yeah.
grab it and start. Hikari's so fucking weird in like the best way.
Yeah.
She's so weird.
She's also just sick, so I can't imagine she'd have much of an
She's
appetite.
weird for a kid.
She is, but that specific part I can
To
understand.
be fair, she seems to perfectly well, not perfectly, but she seems to remember more of what happened during the events of the movie than Taichi does.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
she's
I was
also
gonna
been
say-
seeing Digimon for a while. So
Yeah.
Yeah, there's the Taichi almost. I don't think Taichi ever like. Maybe he does later in the show, and I just forgot. But like, he never really goes. Wait a minute, I remember that I had this that I met a Koromon when I was
No.
younger.
Mhm.
I don't think he ever mentions it.
I don't think he does,
they
yeah.
But it's clearly canon because Hikari seems to
Yeah.
recognize it.
yeah, I think
I don't
later in
think-
the show they all realized they were part of the Odaiba Day incident.
Mhm.
I think they all realize that, but I don't remember if they know the specifics, but that'll be later. And also Hikari tells a cute little story about how Taichi would help her when she wet the bed when she's younger. Which I think I just wrote Taichi's such a good dude. God damn.
Mhm.
Fucking love Taichi.
We spent and half of us spent like previous episodes shit talking him so
Well,
much.
yeah. Because he was being stupid in the past couple episodes. He got better. Yeah, so then the weather stuff happens, like the electronics start freaking out a little bit. At one point their mom calls and Taichi like grabs the phone and like almost has a breakdown hearing his
Yeah,
mother's
he-
voice.
And he
Yeah.
just goes, Mom, and then his mom's like, what the fuck, Taichi, what are you doing on the phone? And he just hangs up.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Like, and did we already talk about how he called every single one of his friends?
Yeah,
Houses?
he's like
Oh yeah,
tries to
he
start
kept
calling
he
them
called
all.
everyone's
Yeah.
house, and they're like, yeah, no, they're at the camp. I think someone even says like you don't hear what the parent, the person on the other line, but there's clearly someone who asked him like, wait a minute, why are you calling? I thought you were at camp.
Mhm.
Yeah. And he says like, "Oh, I came home."
Mhm.
After the weather stuff happens, Taichi's just kind of like lying on the couch and his bed. Like Hikari offers watermelon, and you can see like
Yeah.
he has a couple slices in his room, but he's just on his bed, and he's
Mhm.
like kind of
He's
starting
fucked
to
up.
go into a depressive spiral.
He's
Yeah,
fucked
after
up.
I think
Yeah.
after I forget it. I think isn't it after the call? He just kind of goes, I can't.
Yeah.
I don't want to go back.
Koromon.
I'm
Yeah.
staying here,
Yeah.
Koromon. We're staying.
Yeah.
Or,
He
like,
says,
you could stay
Koromon, I don't
here.
want you to fight anymore.
Yeah,
You're
like,
staying-
If you stay here, you
you're
can.
staying
If you stay
here,
here, you
yeah.
won't have to fight anymore.
Hmm.
he like yeah.
he's going through it.
he starts like trying to justify staying home, even though
Mhm.
he knows he has
He
to
clearly
go back.
realizes he
Mhm.
needs to go back.
Yeah,
And then the moment little later on, he sees a Digimon out the window and feels the earthquake, and he immediately goes, "No, I have to go deal with this."
Mhm. At a point, I think it's right after the weather report.
Mhm.
Their computer starts freaking out, and
Yeah.
Koshiro's like face appears, and you can tell he's very like not. He looks weird, like on the call.
Mhm.
This shit is so fucking funny.
It's really funny.
You'll understand why it's so funny eventually.
Yeah, 'cause, like,
Soonish.
because like yeah, he looks really like despondent, and it's breaking up, and he's like.
And
He's not
it sounds like
talking
he's going like
normally.
it sounds like he's going like, oh, saying something like, don't come back.
Mhm.
Because yeah, he's just like, but like it's breaking up, but he's like not talking normally, and he's got like a really deadpan look in his eyes. So it's like that's fucking weird. Something's up. And at that point is when Taichi just starts going into the spiral, and he's like, no, we're not going back. Like we need to say he like chucks
Yeah.
his Digivice at his point. He's like, I'm so sick of this fucking thing. Like it's all this thing's fault.
Yeah.
And then, but then he sees the Tyrannomon appear from the bay and like fire a shot into the city and blow something up, and he's like,
and then there's
"We
like a
gotta go."
news report that's like earthquake downtown Odaiba, and he's like, no, it's Digimon.
He's like, we gotta go right now. So he like rushes out the door. He's like, Hikari, stay here. We'll be right back. So he goes out in the middle of the city, and they're like, Tyrannomon has like already disappeared at this point. So him and Koromon are just like looking around, and Hikari chased him outside for some reason. And like starts like, she's obviously concerned about him, and at that point they notice Ogremon is on the other side of the street staring at them.
Oh, did you get like a shot of that? It's like that's like I think my favorite shot of the episode.
Oh no, I think that was one of those parts where like I was so enraptured watching the episode, I forgot to take a screenshot of it.
Yeah, he's just like staring daggers at Taichi.
Yeah.
And it's like there's like this very tense atmosphere because like there's the don't walk symbol, and it keeps cutting back to that between them, and then you see it change to green, and he fucking launches. Like the second it's green, he fires himself at them and like slams the club down on the sidewalk and like explodes it.
But he's fucked because now he has to contend with Koromon.
And we get probably one of, if not the best animated sequences in the entire show, which is Koromon and Ogremon.
It's like Koromon and Ogremon just like jumping all over the buildings.
It's just again, the animation quality for this episode is just fucking ridiculous. It makes all the other fights seem pretty poorly done by comparison.
Yeah, so we get the incredible sequence of Ogremon and Koromon, like Koromon bouncing between buildings and Ogremon chasing him. And then eventually he manages to land a hit, and Koromon like starts falling to the ground. And at which point Taichi finally like is just like, no, like I've got to do something. Like we have to do something at this point. And Koromon manages to evolve back into Agumon.
And I do like the detail that he's clear. Like I guess just specifically in the real world, he's like not quite as big as he was in the movie, but he's clearly bigger than he was.
Like he's on top of a street light, and he's like filling up the entire street light size.
Even kind of shoots off a baby flame the way he did in the movie.
I was gonna say he actually has the mannerisms of the movie Agumon because he doesn't talk. He doesn't even say baby flame when he fires it. He just opens his mouth and it fires.
It's got the same sound effect and everything, like the little charge up and then fire. It also seems to do a lot of damage to Ogremon. So. Like that's a meaty ass baby flame. It's kind of nuts.
He shoots, I think it's like, and then I think that makes a big hole in the sky.
The rift to the digital world opens up, and Ogremon just like fucking flies up into the sky into it. At which point, like Agumon just kind of like starts floating upward towards the rift,
and he's just like, oh, thank you. He's like, Taichi, Hikari, thank you, but I'm a Digimon. I can't be here. I gotta go back.
And as like all the debris and shit is like floating up toward the rift, Taichi realizes like, I gotta go
too.
I gotta go.
Yeah, and, like he Hikari, has a little crisis over it because for a bit, but then he goes, no, I gotta do this. Sorry.
Hikari tries to get him to stay, and it's genuinely pretty sad watching this sequence of like he starts to float up, and like she's holding on, and then her grip slips down to his hand, and there's the last shot of their hand separating before he floats up into the sky, and it's like, shit, dude,
really fucking good.
God.
But then the narrator's like, but don't worry, Hikari will also be entering the digital world.
Yeah, the narrator's spoiling that Hikari's a
It's like, dude, come on. I do like the shot where like it cuts back to like their apartment, and there's just a little Digivice beeping on the table.
Yeah, if they had not had the narration, that would have been perfect. But no, the narrator had to be like, but don't worry, children, Hikari will return.
He doesn't quite say it that way, I'll be fair, but it's just like, I don't know, I probably still would have preferred it if he just said nothing.
Yeah.
Hikari will return in Avengers Endgame.
Don't make me do this.
I think just right before the episode ends, it cuts to them just standing in like the wasteland, I think.
Yeah. Him and Agumon are back in the wasteland.
Yeah.
Pretty much the same desert they left in.
I think there's like a bunch of like rubble around them, so I think it's like literally the same spot.
Yeah.
Okay,
we're
now I won't
towards
spare
the
you
like
anymore.
half-hour mark, I think.
We're at the 51-minute mark.
Okay, never mind. We're almost at the hour mark then. I'm just bad at keeping track of time.
It's okay. All right, everyone.
Have fun.
Time to dump like half an hour on this.
It's time for the Dub Zone episode 21.
21.
I have an entire page of notes. An entire
Fun.
page. Usually an episode's like less than half a page. The dub alone is a page. Let's start. The episode's called Home Away from Home.
That
Honestly,
makes sense.
Honestly, a pretty good name for the episode. I like it a lot.
Yeah, honestly.
The recap is nothing. It starts off fairly funny. Tai in the middle of the thing when the girl approaches them screams, "Are you a real girl or a digital girl?"
That's pretty funny.
Which is great.
I'm only
Wonderful.
saying this.
And then immediately we get into the I'm going to kill someone zone. All right. So I wrote this as a note. This is not a surprise, so I will only say it once. All atmosphere is gone. Constant talking, the music is changed. It's just entirely ruined. Any nice, quiet shots, just destroyed. No atmosphere whatsoever. It's just Taichi constantly fucking talking nonstop.
It's just like, again, they just fucking show kids anime like this when they're getting dubbed. The people who do these dubs, they just love when there is a shot where you cannot see anyone's mouth moving because we can just fill it with noise.
Okay, so when Taichi gets to his front door, the weird like spiral he starts going down, that just doesn't happen. He's instead just making random comments about stuff in his front door. He's like, "Oh, hey, those flowers. I remember when we planted those. I'm glad my mom kept them around." Oh, yeah, like just random commentary that has nothing to do with anything. Just, it's just all gone. Anything from Taichi is now just completely replaced by meaningless fucking dialogue. Tai does not know Kari, because that's her dub name, is Kari. They just took out the he. He doesn't know she's home. For whatever reason, he just doesn't know she's there, which is bizarre. I don't know why they bother changing that. I'm struggling to remember all of the stuff he says. Okay. So when Kari opens the door and he starts talking to her, she says Koromon, and she says, "It's like I've met him before," to which Tai responds something about the Digiworld, and she says, "Maybe that's where I met him," at which point I had to cut myself off because she says, and I quote, "Yeah, I've been there. It's near your camp."
Huh?
They were actually just making shit up.
Genuinely, yeah.
Because the movie OVA was not dubbed at this point. So they had to just make so much shit up. And it makes absolutely no fucking sense.
Or it's like, I mean, obviously they knew the movie existed. Either you know what, the scriptwriters probably didn't. They probably didn't know that movie even existed until they were told, make a Digimon movie.
Given something that happens later in the episode, I'm convinced the scriptwriters were watching the episodes as they were scripting them. They were not watching ahead at all.
Same.
And specifically this episode, something happens where I'm just like, yeah, no, they just literally weren't watching. They did not watch the show before they started scripting. They watched the episode, started penning it. When it zooms in on the whistle, because again, the movie didn't happen, so nobody fucking knows what the whistle is. He says, "It's her camp whistle?" And that maybe Kari went to the camp in the future and went to the digital world and came back in time. He seems to think he's time traveling, or like some bullshit.
They were They were just putting their guesses for what was going on in the script.
At some point, he says "mega whacked." I in reference to like this was a 2-minute sequence in which I had to keep pausing to write notes because every single line of dialogue made me viscerally upset. I have a note that just says, and then Tai doesn't shut the fuck, at which point it devolves into 6 lines of capital letter A's and question marks. Because at this point, Kari says, I've been to the Digi world. Well, I think I have. Where else would I have met Koromon? And I was so taken aback by her saying this. I was just like, what the fuck are they talking? Like, what? What do you mean you've been there? That doesn't make any fucking sense. Oh my god. This episode's it's a train wreck. It's so bad. The next note just says, I'm so tired. I don't even know when that was. In the dub, Kari has like allegedly just been to the digital world, so Tai just starts openly talking about the Digi world, which is what they call it, the Digi world. Like he just started, yeah, I was there. I was in the Digi world for a while. When Koromon shits himself, they replace it by him saying, oh, I'm so full. And then it cuts to him in the bathroom, and Kari's like, why are you hiding in the bathroom?
Okay.
Sure.
It's like, or do you think kids are that stupid? Do you think they can't see that's a toilet? He's shitting.
Mm-hmm. The story she tells about Tai being a good brother, about him like helping her when she like wet the bed and everything and like all that kind of stuff, it's changed to, yeah, we were at a zoo for a class trip and I fell in the mud and then Tai jumped in the mud with me to make it look like I did it on purpose. I just have a note that says, oh, fuck off. Literally, that could have been in reference to anything in this episode. I think it's during the weather report, which, Jesus Christ. Kari's like, yeah, I've been able to see them forever. Everyone just called me crazy whenever I brought them up. Also, of course, Kari talking like a normal child, just like, you know, she's just talking like normal. She's not like being weird about anything. Like her whole vibe is just completely gone. Like the kind of weirdly knowing vibe she had in the dub or the sub, totally gone.
Mm-hmm.
Then the Izzy things happens. And this is when I thought, oh, they just didn't watch ahead. Because when Izzy pops up on the computer, he is screaming in his normal voice, it's dangerous. We're getting attacked. We're in danger. Which, you know, he doesn't say anything about not coming back either. He just screams in his normal talking voice, danger, we're being attacked, something, it's dangerous, yada, yada, yada. So, like, they clearly didn't watch the episode because in episode 24, we learned what that actually was. And if they had watched ahead to fucking know that, they wouldn't have done that. There's zero internal conflict about him wanting to stay home. In the dub, he just doesn't want to stay home. In the dub, he's just agonizing over not knowing how to get back and feeling powerless or something. In no way, shape, or form does he ever like mention wanting to stay in the human world. That just doesn't happen. So that's all gone. Earth is in just as much trouble as the Digi world, is what he says. I don't even remember what the fuck that was in reference to. He mentioned something about the satellite dish while a Ferris wheel is on screen. Koromon sounds sad at one point, and it just goes, oh yeah. Just like a really, really weird noise come out of his mouth. The newscast says that people are claiming to see monsters because fuck you. Instead of it being like, there was an earthquake today, he just randomly is like, people are claiming they're seeing monsters, but it seems like an outbreak of mass hysteria. It's like, whatever. The next note just says, I'm so fucking mad. Kari does not try to get Tai to leave or Tai to stay. She just says she knows he has to go. And that encourages him to leave, which, okay, cool. Way to just completely and utterly undermine every single character moment in the episode, I guess.
Literally.
And then my last note is just Saban should die, I think.
Not wrong.
That's something I can get behind.
Yeah.
They so thoroughly ruined everything about this episode. I don't think I'll ever be this upset at the dub of a show again.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
No,
don't say that.
tell
We've
you
got,
this is good.
don't say that. We've got 30 episodes.
I don't think anything could be this bad. This episode had like a lot of emotional weight behind it, and they just took it all out. I don't think anything in this series comes close to this level of like just everything. It just, oh my god. I need to like I almost wanted to apologize to Nisa for the years of shit I gave them about their localization practices after watching this. That is how bad this fucking was. Like, sure, Nisa renamed a character STD, but they tried to keep the vibe of most of the stuff they localized, at least. They didn't even fucking try, man. God.
They really were just making an abridged though.
All right, episode 22. Episode 22, The Whispering Little Demon, Pico Devimon.
The evil little shit.
Little bastard. So, Taichi and Agumon are stuck in the desert, rather. His Digivice starts beeping, which
I love that. It's like, oh shit, it's the beep noise.
and it has like a rudimentary GPS on the screen with like 2 red dots.
And so they're like, well, fuck it, let's just follow this.
Yeah,
See where it takes
follow it.
us.
And they find
And they just find Tokomon.
they find Togemon dead on the ground with Takaru's Digivice and crest. And they're just like, Togemon, what happened?
What Tokomon, speak to me.
Togemon, what happened? And Togemon looks up and he's like, Squid Games.
I'm like, well, it's a long story. Flashback and
There's a flashback, yeah. Of I think Togemon starts talking about how they all split up, right?
yeah, or like
Mhm.
eventually, like for like various reasons, like okay, like I think like Sora wanted to keep looking for Taichi,
Mm.
and then like other people want, and then like someone like Kosher wanted to go find Ganai, and just so on and so forth, and one by one they all kind of went their separate ways.
Until it was just Yamato and Takaru left. And their Digimon, of course.
Yeah. And then at one
Um,
point, Yamato was like, "Okay, I'm gonna like get on this boat and go check out this bit. You wait. I'm not
Yeah.
sure if it's safe, so or what something. So you just wait
Like
here."
he says like I'll be back in literally like 3 hours tops. Just wait here for like a minute. I'll be right back. Yamato goes out to get milk and cigarettes and never comes home. Also, interesting note. While Tokomon is talking about what they were doing while they were gone, he mentions that at the point they started splitting up, it had been over a month since Taichi
Yeah, like
left.
for them, it's like I think like 2 months almost.
Yeah.
Man.
It's like the time dilation is fucked.
Yeah.
So like we know that like, so if Taichi was in the real world for like maybe a few hours, and it's probably like 1 hour a month is the rough equivalent at this point. So like
Yeah.
they've been in the digital world for a very long time. Like a
Shit,
very
that's
long
fucked
time at this
up.
point. These kids are gonna have lots of trauma. Lots and lots of
Yeah.
trauma.
Yeah. But we'll talk about that in 02.
Yeah. Yeah, so Yamato goes off and he doesn't return. And it's been at this point, I think, several days or like over a week since Yamato had left.
Mhm.
At which point, the little bastard shows up.
Good Devimon.
Pico Devimon.
Yeah.
So yeah, at this point, Yamato's been gone for like a week or so, I think. When Pico Devimon shows up. And he's just a swell little guy. He offers to
He's
help
like,
out.
"Oh my god, aren't you the guys who beat Edamon?"
Yeah. Oh, yeah. He thanks them for beating Edamon. And he says like, "Oh,
Like,
well,
why are you so
what's his-"
sad?
Yeah. It's like, "Oh, well, if he has, I'll go find him for you, and I'll tell him you're looking for him." And so he flies off, and it's like, wow, what a nice young man. And then he comes back, and he's like, "I found Yamato, And
Like,
unfortunately,
oh,
he
what did he
said,
say?
unfortunately, he says you suck and he hates you. Fuck you. He never wants to see your stupid face again. He wishes you were dead. Die.
Mhm.
So I hate to be the bearer of bad news. I think this is legitimately the cruelest thing in the entire show. Is
He's just a dick
is
for
like
no reason.
because like Takeru takes this really hard. It's like genuinely upsetting. Like, yeah, your brother hates you and never wants to see you again. You should probably die. It's like, bro, god damn. Probably a little too far. But at this point, yeah, Takeru goes like ape shit and is just sobbing and crying because he thinks everyone hates him and they all left because
And then like Tokomon just goes off into like a little corner of the woods and is like, "You stop fucking saying this shit to Takeru." He's like, "Oh, what? You call me a liar? Are you saying I'm lying? That's defamation.
yeah,
I can sue you."
He literally says, "This is defamation. I know my rights." Such
you're just making accusations because you're hearing things you don't want to hear.
he is such a fucking bastard.
I do like that he's like also putting on like a more cutesy voice when he's like trying to be nice.
And Takeru comes up and Pico Devimon's like, he's saying
Yeah, right
bad
as
things.
Tokomon like fucking shoves him or like fires, shoots him with a bubble.
Yeah, and he makes a big act of like being like, oh god.
He's like, ah!
Mhm.
And Takeru's like, what are you doing? Why did you attack him for no reason? And he's like,
What's
no,
your fucking problem?
apologize.
lying.
And Tokomon's like, fuck, no, I won't.
You cannot make me apologize to this bastard. And Tokemon's like, fine, then I'm leaving. And Takeru
And
says,
it's, yeah,
leave.
leave.
Mhm.
I'm doing it. I'm really leaving. That's fine.
He's
I
really
want you to
mad.
leave.
And it's like, yeah, it's okay, since we're through, we don't need these. And he throws his Digivice and crest away.
Fucking, just God.
World's most dramatic child.
So at this point, Pico Devimon starts hanging out with Takeru a lot. And he's like, come on,
Yeah,
we gotta
they're-
we gotta go ride the rides.
Yeah, we're in the theme park. And although real quick it cuts back to like I think like Taichi.
Mm,
Togo's like, all right, let's go find him.
yeah, like, oh, okay, well,
And they're just like,
Yamato
yeah,
would-
they're like a carousel. They're like the Ferris wheel, and they're just like, oh, isn't this fun?
Yeah.
Eh.
Takeru was just
Yeah.
like, I have unenthused driving, unenthused train
Oh.
riding.
And fucking Patrick holding his hand up, and that Pico Devimon just like, fuck, he's still thinking about Tokomon.
I need to make him forget that little bastard ever existed. Pico Devimon goes off to do something, and this is the point at which Taichi manages to meet back up with Takeru.
And they're just like, oh, it's you. I'm not talking to you.
Yeah, they have their little squabble.
Oh yeah, there's like the earlier in the episode, it cuts to, like just two Gazimon just chilling.
Yeah,
They're like
it's
there's one
Yeah.
with fucking shades on.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
the leader Gabumon or Gazimon because he has the shades, so we know he's the same one that's been in the
He's-
other episodes.
He's the coolest.
Yeah,
Their boss is
And they're
dead, so they're
just
just
and
kind
they're
of
just
chilling.
and they're just like, damn, can't believe Edamon's gone. And then the other one's like, dude, I fucking hated Edamon.
Yeah.
He treated me like shit. And he's like, you know what? Yeah, you're right. We just do whatever now.
we can just
Oh,
vibe.
cool some. Oh,
Let's
cool
get
some
high off
mushrooms. Oh, cool. Let's just eat some mushrooms off the floor.
Let's fucking go. And then yeah,
And then
so,
Pico Devimon finds them,
yeah,
and they're just like,
Damn.
"Who are
covered in
you?"
mushrooms.
Mhm.
And they clearly are just like completely out of it. And like, wait a minute, these are the mushrooms of forgetfulness.
Score. I can use these to make the little brat forget about Tokomon. And at this point, like Takeru's like, so to be perfectly honest, Takeru is kind of justified in feeling the way he does because everyone has systematically abandoned him as far as he
Yeah.
knows.
Yeah, it's like that's not like what they meant, obviously, but you know, it's like it's part of why fucking Pico Devimon could trick him so easily.
Mm-hmm.
And then I think the part where he like, the part that gets him is like, I think the last thing he goes off on about is like, oh well, every time I'd hang out with you, Yamato would get really angry, and he's
Yes.
like, oh, why does he hate me so much? It's like okay, he like completely misinterpreted why Yamato is angry. He's like, oh no, he's just jealous that he seems to get along better with Taichi.
At which point Takaru is like, "Can I be your little brother instead?"
And yeah, Taichi's just like,
I don't know about that.
At which point Pico Devimon shows back up. It's like,
Yeah.
hey, guys, who are you?
Like, and Agumon is immediately just like square up.
Like,
Does
It's
not
like-
trust him.
Like, we know you lied. And so they do the smart thing, and they're just like, "Oh, he said that, did he? Take us to him." And he's just like,
it's like, oh,
sure,
He's like,
yeah,
sure, but first, let's eat.
yeah, we gotta eat.
Yeah.
Everyone's hungry, right?
And then I forget what is
He goes to the
why does
bathroom.
Agumon leave?
He has to go to the bathroom.
Oh, he's like, oh, I gotta go poop.
Yeah. So while he's on his
And
way to
then-
the toilet, he finds some of the mushrooms lying
meanwhile-
there.
No, but meanwhile, Taichi's just like, oh wait, no, we gotta cook him.
Yeah. We gotta
And then
cook 'em.
Pico
And
Devimon
then
seems really
Takaru's
annoyed.
about to eat it. He's like, no, wait, now you gotta put some salt on there
Yeah.
or something like that.
Gotta season it right. And Pico Devimon's
Pico
like, "I'm
Devimon
gonna-"
getting increasingly annoyed.
He's like getting so fucking mad. Just
and
eat the mushroom.
like this is like intercut between Agumon going to the bathroom and like he goes to bite one of the mushrooms because he just finds it on the floor, and much like Gazimon,
He's
he'll
like,
just
yeah,
eat
he's like, oh
garbage
hey,
off the
there's these
floor.
mushrooms.
Yeah.
And then like he hears a voice like, no, don't eat the mushroom.
There's
The
a
mushrooms will make
mysterious
you lose your
voice.
memory. the voice that's very obviously Sora.
Yeah. I think it like as like I was typing in my notes a mysterious voice. Oh, it's Sora. I think they literally cut to her just being like, "In
Yeah,
the
no,
bush."
like
Yeah.
and he's like, oh my god, and then he runs back to
Yeah.
the group, and then it just cuts to like Sora and Biyomon behind like a bush, and they're just like,
They're chilling.
Yeah, they're just having fun.
and then Agumon is like running back. No, don't do it.
Those mushrooms.
And Takaru has like one in his
Aw.
mouth, and he's like, "Give me that fucking mushroom."
It's like you. Though I love Agumon is but he's like shoving it in Pico down. You eat it.
So good.
And he's like, that's right. He won't eat it because he's a liar.
He's a liar and a fraud.
Like Agumon is furious in this bit. I love it.
It's so good.
This
So,
episode
yeah.
has some really good expressions for the Digimon too. I wish I took screenshots of them.
Mm-hmm. So Pico Devimon's like, well, jig's up, gotta go, and tries to get
Yeah.
away, and Agumon grabs him by the legs. And he's like, oh no, you fucking don't.
And then Pico and everyone starts doing his like just attacking everyone with
Yeah.
his special move.
He's got the darts, which is unnamed in the dub, by the way. I'll just say that now.
Okay.
Pico darts.
Pico darts.
There's like a really nice little bit where there's like a little bit where just he starts shooting him at Agumon and he just starts
Yeah.
like he
Whoa.
sprints off screen like a cartoon character.
Fucking wonderful. And then finally, at long last,
Patamon returns.
Patamon has returned. And proceeds to almost immediately get worked a little bit.
Yeah.
It's actually pretty
Little
violent. There's a lot of him bouncing on
Yeah, he
objects
gets.
and
He's like, there's a
surfaces.
part where like he just like bashes off the like Ferris wheel and like falls down like on like 3 levels,
It's a lot, and like you
but
hear
he
like
keeps getting
thunks
back
and-
up.
Yeah, he didn't hear no bell. At
It's
which
over.
point, he manages to do the 3 times air shot combo.
Yeah, he like air shot him. Like he keeps like air shotting him into like the ground.
he
and
hits
then
him
he's, like,
against the
He's
roller
on like
coaster.
a roller coaster.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
then
Like-
he fires one, and it makes him start sliding up the roller coaster, and he fires a second one, and it fucking
Air shot
launches
down.
him.
And he gets it. Yeah, he gets it shooting into like the river.
Fucking wonderful. We'd love to see Patamon winning.
I think this is the first time anything's ever taken damage from an air shot,
Probably.
which makes it all the more funny.
He finally did something. Congratulations, Patamon. You had to get worked a little bit, but you found the stride. So then at the end of the episode, it's Pico Devimon reporting to his boss, which is
Vamdemon.
unnamed, not named for the next episode. Currently, it's just his boss, but it's
Mystery
Vamdemon.
Batman.
Yeah.
Mhm.
It also, based on the silhouette, I think they might not have finalized Vamdemon's design yet because it doesn't look quite right.
I wouldn't be surprised.
At least from what I'm remembering, it's like it looks more. It doesn't look as like perfectly humanoid because like Vandemon's just a guy.
Yeah.
But like it looks more
Also,
bestial.
maybe I don't know. I feel like Vamdemon might have existed prior to this. I'm not
You
sure.
think so? Oh, maybe.
I don't know. Well, if he did, then maybe they just were like, "Oh, well, we won't immediately reveal that it's Vamdemon," and then they're like, "Well,
Hmm.
it's fucking obvious that it's Vamdemon." So
But yeah, so that's how that episode wraps up. Moving on to the Dub Zone, episode 22. Forget about it.
forget about it.
That's actually the name of the episode. Forget about it.
Awesome.
Fucking stupid. Ty does the recap. Nothing interesting or important. My third note is I'm barely paying attention. I'm so tired because this was right after 21. So my notes from here get a little less comprehensive because I was so out of it. Agumon is like, I bet it was a black gear Digimon, and I'm just like, huh? Bro, those haven't been relevant for like 10 episodes.
We ain't bringing that shit back.
What the fuck are you talking about, dude? Genuinely funny joke. They're talking about looking for Tai, and Tokamon it says, "We searched for you high and low." I did most of the low part, which was like, yeah, it's cute.
It's a little funny.
So instead of splitting up for various personal reasons, Sora splits up to go look for Tai, and then they split up to look for Sora. And then they keep splitting up to like because it'll be better to split up and cover more ground. Except immediately after that, Matt's like, "Well, we split up for personal reasons," and I'm just like, "Okay, which is it then?" Like,
I almost wait. I was hoping you were going to say Sora left to search for Tai, and then Joe left to search for Sora, and then Izzy left to search for Joe, and then
That's kind of what happens. He says Sora left to search for Tai, then Joe left to look for Sora, and then Izzy said we'd cover more ground if we split up, and it's like, fucking. Okay, but then Matt
Pretty
is
solid
immediately
bit.
just like, "Oh yeah, we split up for personal reasons." It's like, "Oh, okay, sure, whatever, fuck me." Demi Devimon in the dub says, "I used to be a bit of a wise guy because I was working for Edamon." It's like, yeah, okay, sure, whatever, man, sure thing, buddy. After Demi Devimon says that everyone abandoned TK because he's a crybaby, which is like the big thing. He keeps saying he's a crybaby. Tokamon says, "We've been working on the crying thing and you're getting better." Very funny. Rather than saying it's defamation, Demi Devimon says Tokamon is being very prejudiced, making assumptions based on his appearance, which would be a good message. Unfortunately, he's actually evil, so
Yeah.
you can't do a bit like that when he is actually evil.
They surprisingly kept the "let me be your little brother instead" thing. That's still in the episode.
Mhm.
But Tai does offer to temporarily become his brother.
That's a little funny.
When Tai is cooking in the mushrooms, he speaks with a bad French accent.
Fuck.
Sure, why not?
Just cause. This is the first time I'm bringing this up. They keep saying Udamon, and it pisses me off every time they say it. Oh, right. When Agumon was at the bathroom and Sora was like trying to talk to him, he says, "Hey, that's Sora's voice." And I was like, "What? Huh? You know? Huh?"
Are you fucking stupid?
But then later, he just says, "It's a voice in my head." He doesn't mention the fact that it was clearly Sora, even though he apparently knows it was Sora.
Love how it just actually contradicts itself within the same episode.
just terrible. Fucking
Yeah.
fucking awful. Hate the stupid show. All right.
Mhm.
I almost moved on immediately, but we have to do our interlude. It is time for
Yay.
Momo's Digimon of the week.
Yes,
Yes.
yes, my Digimon of the week.
Yes, it is your Digimon of the week, so I'm going to go ahead and swap over and you can start talking about the Digimon you chose this week.
And this is my Digimon?
Yeah.
Well,
There it is.
he's just like me for real.
He's just a smart guy. He's a smart, educated lad.
This is Professor Agumon, or Agumon Hakase if you prefer. You know, if you're a fucking weeb. He's one of shockingly not that many variants of Agumon.
Not
That's a
what
good
do you,
couple.
there's like 17
Yeah,
variants
I
of
was
this
gonna say.
motherfucker.
Well, yeah, okay. Well, yeah, but for the mask, okay, compared to like fucking, Pikachu or like fucking. Also, I'm sorry, not Professor Agumon, Agumon Expert. How could I?
Yes. Agumon
What's the
Expert.
name of that one fucking Yokai Watch thing?
I was gonna say Jaban. Yeah,
Oh,
fucking,
Jaban,
okay,
yeah.
like
There's like
I was a
50 of
Yokai
that
Watch
guy.
fan at one point. Fucking Agumon has nothing on Jabanyan.
Yeah, there's like 50 of that dude.
It's
Yeah,
like it's also funny because like compared to like most Agumon variants, which are just Agumon but a different color.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, oh, we gave him like a different outfit.
yeah.
Yeah.
Now, I assume you specifically, Momo, chose this Digimon because it happens to look exactly like you.
Yeah, he's
True,
just
yeah.
like me for real.
It's like excellent choice all around. I think this was really good.
Mm-hmm.
There is actually also fake Agumon Expert.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he spreads misinformation on social media.
So funny. Yeah, I just
If you would like to see, I think I would like to showcase this picture of Agumon Expert in action.
Jesus Christ, yeah, sure. Okay.
He is a trained medical professional, as you can see.
Yeah.
Hold on.
He is not qualified to handle medical equipment.
He just handles the theoretical stuff. Can't really help you with the actual.
If you ask him for his credentials and he just gives you a piece of paper that says "I am very smart,"
he would do this.
He would.
Hold on, there we go. There
You
he
can't
is.
see-
You can't
one
see it
day-
underneath the sleeves, but that's Saber's Agumon. He don't got a single brain cell in that head.
So true.
what? No, and then you have like the nostrils.
Mm-hmm.
But one day I hope they just do like a whole line for this for the rest of the Agumon
Same.
God,
line.
imagine.
Yeah.
We
that.
need Professor Greymon.
I need to see Professor Wargreymon.
Absolutely.
God. Wonderful choice this week, Momo. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Funnily enough, I believe, despite it being Agumon, I don't think this version of him has ever had a single animated appearance.
Nope.
I
don't know if any of I don't think Terriermon Assistant has either.
I don't think he has no. Fucking what's the little ugly guy from Fusion?
Bokomon?
Yeah.
Did
I know.
you just call him ugly?
He's not he's not the
I'll
cutest.
kill you. I'll fucking kill you right now.
He's a weird looking dude. If I saw that crawl out of a lake, I would shit myself.
Well, yeah,
He's
because
supposed-
you'd be
yeah.
like, that's a fucking Digimon.
Yo, it's a Digimon.
Okay, not quite true. Terriermon Assistant appears in Ghost Game.
Does he?
Oh,
Yes.
it does?
Huh.
Yeah.
Was not aware of that.
Huh.
He's with Hero's dad.
That's right,
Oh,
he is.
Yeah. Makes sense.
Anyway, we're getting off topic.
Yeah. To get off topic just a little bit more, I also hope that if they should give Professor Agumon Expert, I mean, a line, and also give Toy Agumon a line.
Yeah. Toy Agumon
Yeah.
would be nice to have an actual line for once.
Mm-hmm. Anyways, moving
Yes. Okay. Episode 23. You're my friend. Where Garurumon. You are my friend. Da, 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 da.
I really like this episode.
I
Eh.
Okay, do that. Okay, treat me like this. I see how it is.
I like this episode. I think
Yeah. I don't
Eh.
think it's bad. I think it just the Joe and Yamato dynamic doesn't stick with me. Not big on it.
so let's just like let's blow through these. I think because we gotta go. We promise it'll
We
be under
do.
2 hours.
You got 15 minutes.
Okay, so it's just a regular ass. They just find a regular ass restaurant. They're just walking along, and there's just a restaurant. There.
It's the Barati.
Yeah,
Yeah, all the guys are just chill. All the Digimon coming to eat some food.
yeah.
Mhm.
There's a Yukidarumon, a Kakatorimon, and a Monzemon. I think were the three that
Yeah.
are showing up to the restaurant. So yeah, Yamato and Gabumon find it and follow the Digimon there. And as they're walking up to it, Gomamon gets kicked out.
Just thrown out. Like they're like, what the fuck are you doing here? Working.
Yeah, so they find out that Gomamon and Joe have been working in the restaurant.
And they're like, why? Well,
well, you see, this little fucking bastard met up with me.
Vegemon.
Well, no,
Mhm.
Pico
Oh, yeah.
Devimon tells Joe there's a bunch of humans and sends him toward the restaurant. And then he goes to eat at the restaurant. They stuff their faces, and he goes to pay. And as he goes, to pay,
I think this might be my favorite joke in the entire show.
Yeah.
it's so funny. Joe's like, all right,
He's like,
here it is.
All right,
And
here you go. We'll pay with this.
Vegemon looks down and is
What-
like, the fuck is this?
Do you think I'm a fucking idiot?
And then one of the other Digimon walks up and puts his money on the counter, and it looks over, and it's just US dollars. And Joe is like, dollars? It's
The
like,
face Joe makes in this bit is hysterical.
it's so good. And it's just like both of them slowly come to the realization, like, you don't have any money? You've got to be fucking kidding me.
He doesn't know that the yen is crumbling, chat.
So Joe becomes an indentured servant.
Yeah, pretty much.
Got to work off his debt. And he's been there for a couple weeks, or like it's been like several days by the point Yamato shows up. And he was just like, yeah, at first it was 3 days, but now it's up to like over 2 weeks of time because I just keep making mistakes.
It's like I keep fucking up, but also, although to be fair though, okay, he fucks up a lot, but also they are clearly taking advantage of him.
Yes,
Yeah.
100%.
Mm-hmm.
Yamato's like, you know what? I'll help you. I'm gonna go get Takeru, and then I'll come back and I'll help
Okay.
you work off your debt.
I was like,
Mhm.
okay, cool. And Joe's like, that's awesome, thank you.
Yes. He's like, cool, great, awesome. Sounds like a plan. So Yamato leaves. And then we find out that Digitamamon, shout out to Cheese, who
Shout out
is
to Cheese.
He's
shout
the
outs
manager.
To, shout outs to Cheesemon, is the manager of the restaurant. And we find out he's being bribed by Devimon.
Yeah, with those
stacks of
cold
cash.
hard, stacks of wads of money.
Just fucking cold hard
And it's
stacks
like,
of
maybe,
cash.
Where did you get all this from?
Oh, maybe President Washington will change your mind.
So Devimon's like, yo, here's some more money for you. Keep the kid here. So as Yamato's trying to leave, Digitamon's like, where the
the
fuck are
way
you
he
going?
does it is really funny. It's like, I've changed my mind. You work for me now. It's like,
Yeah.
what? Yeah, sure, but I gotta go get Takeru. It's like, oh, well, if you're gone, well, I'll be free to do whatever I want to Joe.
Yeah, who knows what'll happen
Just
to your
imagine
friend.
what I do to him when you're gone.
It's just like, it just blackmails him straight up.
And so, like, he's like, Yamato just comes back to the restaurant and he starts like doing the jobs and stuff.
Mhm.
And then Joe's like, wait a minute, I thought you wanted to go find Takeru. I was like, it's fine, man. I can take care of this while you go look for your brother. And he's like, no. And so Yamato obviously doesn't want to tell him why he's come back. So he's just like very, I don't know, standoffish. Like, no, it's fine. It's fine. I'll do the job.
It's weird to me that Yamato opts to not explain to Joe, hey, I'm being blackmailed to get this done. Because
I mean, I assume he's being monitored, so he can't tell him.
Yeah, I guess that makes the most sense. At some point, I wrote down, quote, "Oh, I see. I have emotional issues." I forget. I think it was like after he like kind of snaps at Joe a little bit. Yamato's like,
Yeah.
"Man, what the fuck is wrong with me? Why do I keep doing this?"
Yeah, because like Joe does like Joe's like clumsy, but he's obviously like being very thoughtful of Yamato because he's like because obviously Joe's in like a really rough spot, but like he's like, no, you're worried about your brother, so I understand you don't need to do all this for me.
And then
And like Yamato's clearly getting like obviously he wants to help Joe, but he's getting really fucking frustrated because he can't go find Takuro.
yeah, and it just keeps building. Joe fucking sucks at everything, constantly fucking up. Though we know it's partially
Although, yeah,
sabotage.
it's like they only show it once, but I'm convinced like it's like no, there's no like I know he's clumsy, but there's no way he fucked up that much.
And like we get to a point where Yamato is like barely containing his seething rage. Like you can tell this kid's about to burst with every small fuck up once again.
There's like a bit where he's just arguing with It's like, will you just let me leave for like a day or something? Go find my brother. And like and Joe's just standing behind him like he was like washing dishes. And then Pico Devimon is like just sneaks up while they're chatting. Pico Devimon just sneaks up by him and knocks over the whole stack of plates.
Yeah. At which point that's like the final straw for Yamato because
and like but Joe's like no, Joe's like no, fuck off. I didn't do that.
Because before this, Pico Devimon had gone up to Yamato and been like, "Hey, he's fucking up on purpose, right? That he's doing this."
Oh yeah, there's a bit where Yamato is like just chilling, and he's like, "I can hear it in your song. You're angry."
Oh yeah, he's playing the harmonica, and Pico Devimon's like, "Musicians tend to express their emotions through their music. I can tell you're annoyed. Did you know Joe's a piece of shit and is keeping you here on purpose?" And Yamato's like, "That
it's like nah,
fucker,
nah."
And then he fucks up again, and he's like, "Oh my god, that's enough," and just like explodes.
Yeah.
And then like he like calms down a little bit, and he's like, "Joe, give me potatoes." And Joe's like, "Okay, I'll go get some potatoes." Pico Devimon removes a brick.
It's like, it's over for you, buddy. he like the table because the potatoes are all sitting on like a stack of like just a plank of wood held up by bricks.
Yeah.
And so he knocks some bricks out, so they'll just all the potatoes will just collapse.
And then Sora,
sneaks in with a new brick. And there's like Sora. This little bit's really funny because she's like, ooh.
Yeah, she's just like little.
They don't know I'm helping.
So weird. I think. At one point, Pico Devimon says, essentially, "I love emotionally manipulating children. It's my favorite thing in the world." Like,
he gets like, he sees Joe just pick up the potatoes and nothing happens. He's furious.
Yeah. So good. So at this point,
I think this is when like Taichi and the others finally show up.
Yeah, it's like the next morning, and Takuro and Taichi finally show up. And they're just like, Taichi's like, "Okay, we're gonna leave, right? Like we're just leaving. Like fuck this place."
Yeah, I love Taichi. It's like we could just leave.
Yeah. And Yamato's just like, I'm like, "No, I'm not going with Joe. If Joe's going, I'm not going." And it's like, bro, like, all right, calm down a little bit. What's the deal? And like Yamato goes off. Like it's pretty harsh. And it's like, he's always doing this, and he's useless, and he was doing this on purpose. And it's like, bro, rein it in. Jesus.
And then Pico Devimon just shows up, and everyone's like, "Wait, it's you!"
How come when everything happens, it's you?
It's just like, just suddenly everything makes sense. It's like, wait a minute, you're the guy who told me not to trust Joe. Wait a minute, you're the guy who told me to come to the restaurant.
And they're all just like, "Oh, I see now." And then Digitamomon's like, "All right, well, if you're trying to leave, I'm just gonna kill you."
It was just like, hey, I'm actually pretty strong. Kill you now.
Yeah, for some reason he's really strong.
Because he's
Oh
perfect.
yeah, he's a perfect level.
Yeah. But he's an egg.
Yeah, but yeah, he's Digitamon. Apparently, if I remember correctly, he's supposed to be the canonical, like the main, like the canonical evolution for fucking Ogremon.
What the fuck?
Yeah,
Yeah.
before
Before they made Rebellion.
Yeah, before Rebellion came out. Fucking
This thing's supposed like this is what's supposed to evolve into Titamon.
Yep.
That's weird.
Yeah, sometimes canonical lines make no goddamn sense until they fix
Yeah.
them later down the line.
So yeah, all the so they start fighting.
Mhm.
Like you got Ikakumon and Garurumon in there. And
They're getting folded.
Yeah.
so then but even then fucking Vegemon grabs Takaru as a hostage. It's like, oh, don't try anything. I'll kill your brother.
Yeah. I'll straight
And
up
then-
murder this kid.
And then Joe's like, no, it's time for me to step up. So he like climbs on the roof and jumps at Vegemon,
Just tackles him. It's so good.
freeing Takaru, but then Vegemon's like got him all constricted.
And he begins
he's
like actually squeezing Joe to death.
And he's like, it's fine, don't worry about me. Just beat Digitamon and save everyone. At which point Yamato's like, oh, I've been so shit to you, and you keep going out of your way to think like help me. And this finally brings on the evolution.
Yeah. Yamato screams friendship as the crest activates.
I love friends.
You are my friend.
Ah!
God. So yeah,
And we get more CG.
The CG. We get the CG evolution into where Garurumon, who is pretty cool. Garurumon gets pants.
Awesome.
He gets cool gloves.
Yeah. So he starts fighting with Digitamon on equal footing now.
He
Digitamon
tries to hit him with this big move, and he just blocks it.
He does do the nightmare syndrome, and where Garurumon just catches it basically, and then gets him with the Kaiser Nail. Cool attack name.
Yeah, it is a very good name.
Yeah. So he just
He handles him pretty quickly.
Yeah.
Yeah. I personally think where Gurumon's kind of lame, but
man, fuck you.
of the Digimon line, I think he's the weakest.
You're just jealous you don't have cool pants.
Shit, I can't deny that.
That's what I thought.
After everything wraps up,
Yamato
says,
Yamato's like,
Joe
I
is
have been such a shithead to you. I am so like he's like really embarrassed about it because it's clear that he doesn't usually act this way.
He's just really
Like,
he's just really tired.
He's like well, no, I mean like having to like open up like this to someone.
He's
It's like,
very
I'm sorry.
Very bashful.
And I was like, yeah, don't worry about it, man.
He also calls Joe unusually heroic, which is really funny.
Oh, that does remind me in like the first episode of Pika Devimon. They're like when Takaru and Tokomon make up, there's like, I'm sorry I said you were dead to me or something. There's a part where Takaru says like, I'm sorry I was so like horrible to you. I said it's something really specific, and Tokomon's it's fine.
Christ. So as the episode is ending, they're like, the four of them are now together and they're walking toward the thing, and their digivices start going off. And Taichi's like, oh, mine's pointing this way, and Yamato's like, oh, mine's pointing this way. You know what? We'll split up for now.
Let's like it works out fine, but just that's what we need to do right now. Split up
even more.
It's like, we'll meet at the base of the mountain. It's all good. And then as they're walking away, I wrote, the DiveCast intro happens with cheerful music playing, because there's like the semi-transparent images of them sliding across the screen, which is what I do for the DiveCast intro. I was like, Jesus Christ, this is great.
We're off to make our own podcast.
I can't believe they're stealing our idea. All right, Dub Zone episode 23. Where Garurumon's diner? It's his diner.
My diner.
Yep.
So stupid. Only other name change is Kaiser Nail has been changed to Mega Claw, which sucks.
It's fine. I don't.
It's
hate
no
it.
Kaiser nail.
No, it's not, but it's not bad. I think that's one of the few misses that the dub has had for the names.
Yeah. TK does the recap. He, for whatever reason, says that finding Tai is what made him and Tokomon friends again. Not sure why he attributed to that.
It's like, I guess it's not untrue.
It was that started the series of events. Sure.
Yeah.
As Gomamon is being kicked out of the restaurant, he's referred to as busboy, which I thought was funny.
Oh yeah, like in the episode, I do like that bit where Vegemon throws her in the regular episode. He's like, "Fucking go get more people to shop at our restaurant."
Yeah. When Devimon is talking to Joe, he says something, and Joe goes, "Ah, why did you sneak up on me like that?" while looking directly at him.
Not even trying.
Dub
Just-
moment.
Like, fucking-
Not even fucking trying.
it's like just so bad. Obviously this was an English dub, so they had to change the money joke. Instead of it being, so it's still US dollars, but Joe's like, I'm guessing you don't take Digi dollars, which is stupid. I don't know
It
why
should
they
be the other way
bothered.
around.
It's very dumb.
Yeah.
Vegemon's VA is actually really good. He goes really hard in being like a hard ass boss and is a lot of screaming. However, that was unfortunately immediately overridden by Digitamamon's VA. So, I went down a rabbit hole after hearing Digitamamon talk. Digitamamon in the dub is voiced by Derek Stephen Prince, who I'm sure both of you know.
Let me look him up.
The easiest one I know from is he's why am I forgetting the sign? He's Vexen from Kingdom Hearts.
Yep. Okay.
Oh.
Yeah, I know now.
Yeah, Derek Stephen Prince, that guy. So he voices Digitamamon, and he is very specifically doing an impression of. And now, I didn't know this was an impression. I thought it was something else, but he is doing an impression of the actor Peter Lorre. Specifically, the character he played in the movie Casablanca. None
What
of
the
you are
fuck?
going to understand that. However,
A fucking 10-year-old in the 90s is not gonna know what fucking Casablanca is.
Yeah, that's the weirdest deep cut.
Hold on. However, I'm sure you will recognize another character's voice that was based on that performance. Fucking Ren from Ren and Stimpy.
God.
So he's just doing a bad Ren voice.
Yeah. It threw me off. I was just like, when he started talking, I was like, oh my God. Oh my God, this voice. How did I forget this fucking voice? Fucking a Ren from Ren and Stimpy. Because it's based off the same performance by the same actor from a movie in the fucking, 50s.
That's fucking insane. Why did they do this?
In fact, I was this is when I was looking up trivia at this point. Derek Stephen Prince was hired for the role because he could do this impression.
What?
Sure, why not?
Fuck it, why not?
I also learned there's a bunch of other impressions within Digimon, and I now have a list, so I know when they appear. I was also right. Yukidarumon was in fact doing an impression, or sorry, Frigimon. He was doing a Jackie Vernon impression, which I didn't recognize the name immediately, but yeah, apparently it was an impression. I was right. But yeah, so that was just a really weird fun fact that took me completely, it just totally blindsided me. Fucking incredible. While they're introducing Digitamamon, Matt's like, we didn't know that Digitamamon was evil and fully evolved.
Fair. I also would not know.
Anything could be in an egg.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When Digitamamon's talking to Matt, You know how it does the zoom on his face, and he like changes expressions real quick.
Mhm.
For some reason, there's a sonic spring noise when he makes the expression change. Couldn't tell you
Alright.
why. Just a really weird thing. They made Joe super fucking annoying for no reason.
He's already like that.
Like way more annoying. Like rather than him being like, "Hey, Matt, like, are you okay? Weren't you gonna go like fetch TK? Like, are you okay? What's up?" Instead he's just like saying random non sequitur bullshit. Like he's trying to start a conversation and failing over and over again. It sucks. It's just annoying. Don't know why they did that. Someone makes a cooking joke and one of the characters says, "Oh good, a cooking joke," and I just wrote "fuck yourself, die."
Mhm.
At first Matt says he just wants to stay, not that he never says I'm not going with Joe. He's like, "No, I'm staying." And then he goes, "Also Joe sucks." Matt's voice actor though really sells it in the dub. He's good. He's really good. The scene where he's like kind of blowing up a little bit at the end, he's like, holy shit, he sounds pissed. It's really good. When Garurumon starts evolving, Matt in lower in dissonant in the background screams, "The crest of friendship!
Friendship! Friends!
You are my friend!"
Ah!
I forgot at the I don't remember if they do this in the original sub, but when where Garurumon finishes evolving, he does the wolf howl.
I think they do.
Howls?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
In the dub, I know he does the where Garurumon. Ow!
I think they just play an actual wolf howl.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I don't think they have the voice actor do it.
Okay.
It'd be really fun if they did though. I wish they
No, I'm
they
gonna.
did.
You keep going. I'm gonna check this.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I forgot this happened in the show, and I forgot it happened again until I read my note here. When the
Mhm.
fight starts between Digitamon and Where Garurumon, Hey Digimon starts playing.
Oh my god.
I forgot this song. I keep forgetting this song existed.
So did I.
I know. I mean, well, I remember it's. I always associate it with 02.
But yeah, so
Mhm.
I forget I forget it existed for this long.
I'm starting to think, based on these two episodes, this might be their insert song for perfect level fights.
That'd be pretty cool, honestly.
No, this song does not fit
No?
fights.
Doesn't it?
No.
Champions of the digital world.
Hey Digimon, hey Digimon. Monster friends to the boys, and that does not fit a fight.
Okay, fair enough. Point taken.
Okay, yeah, they just play a wolf howl.
Okay. And then at the very end, when Devimon is reporting to, at this point, we forgot to mention it previous, but he does name drop Vondemon at this point, or Myotismon in the dub. When he does,
Yeah, he keeps being like, what do you mean you didn't get the fucking crests again?
Yeah, in the dub, when he says, "Oh yeah, I didn't get the crest," he just goes, "What?"
Whoa!
It's very funny. Yeah. And that's it for the sub, which means we can immediately gun straight into episode 24, Crush. Atler Kabuterimon. Alter Kabute. It's Atora.
It's Atler. It's Atler.
Atler Kabuterimon. Hard to say. I don't know what it's in reference to.
A little bit.
I think it's a type of. I think I'm going to assume it's a type of beetle.
Yeah, it makes the most sense. Yeah, granted, because the next stage is Hercules. Not that we're going to see that, but
Let me check.
Sorry, we'll see when we watch.
Wouldn't it be I thought it was Atlas.
Isn't it Hercules? Unless it's Atlas.
I'm probably thinking of something different.
It's a corruption of the word Atlas.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
That all makes sense.
So the episode starts off with Koshiro and Tentamon. And they mention immediately, it's been 2 entire months at this point since Taichi left.
Jesus.
He's just been climbing like this mountain because he wants to find Genai. He's like, well, if I find Genai, he can tell me about like the crests and all this other stuff.
Also, I need to point out, at the beginning of the episode, it's been 2 months. Which means something happens in the middle of the episode that took place roughly in the middle of when Taichi was in the real world.
Bro, he's been
Yeah.
gone for fucking ever.
Yeah.
I don't know if they're like actually keeping proper track of how much time they're saying is passed. Like I mean, like you know,
No.
like the staff.
Probably not, but
They're just like, oh well, more time passed.
yeah. Safe to say, it's probably like by the time Taichi comes back, it's probably been almost 3
Like at least
months.
2 months. Yeah.
So yeah, and I think, or maybe they only dropped the Vandemon name here. This might be at the very beginning. They might drop Vandemon. I'm not sure because I have Vandemon.
Honestly,
named.
maybe I just wasn't keeping track because I immediately know, oh, it's Vandemon.
Well, yeah,
Mhm.
obviously it's him, but like I know they don't say it at first.
Yeah.
Pico Devimon just with a real ass camera, just like an actual like disposable
Click.
camera. Yeah.
Oh, before that, he's like, because like they're having like a really him and Tento, Kosho and Tento are having like a really nice conversation because it's just like, you know, that's what I like about you, Kosho. You're very curious about all these things.
Yeah. Your boundless curiosity is what.
And
I like
and
about you.
Pico Devimon is like just molding over the fact he can't get the job done. Like he's like he starts smashing like this sign he's standing on.
Koshiro's thinking about Genai, and like Genai just like slowly fades into the background while shrinking. It's really funny looking. Then they start finding,
man.
yeah. Then they start finding the signs, and the first sign says "Warning: Poop avalanche."
And they start having like visions, like
Of the poop.
imagine what happened, just all these visions of them being assaulted by poop.
So they turn around and go the other way, and they find another sign: "Warning: Poop hole." A hole filled with poop. And they're just like,
Yeah.
oh God, oh no. And then they turn back around and they find another sign that says, "Warning: Attack poop."
And the savage
Savage poop.
And they're like, oh no, we
no.
gotta get out of here.
Oh,
And then
no.
the ground just gives away.
Yeah, they're just like, there's nowhere to go. There's signs everywhere. And then they fall into a hole. And as they're falling into the hole, they're just like, oh no, where are we going? And a voice says, "You're going to hell, kid."
Before that fucking Teto's like, oh, I can't fly. Oh, if I try flying, I fall faster.
Yes. Yeah. And they're
And he's
they're
like,
falling
yeah,
into-
you're all going to hell.
You're
You're
going to
for your
hell.
curiosity.
They keep saying it. It's so funny.
And they're like, well, how do we not? Then you must give up all your desire for knowledge.
And Koshiro has the gall to say, "I don't have any desires." It's like, fuck you, kid.
He's like, yeah, no, the liar.
Just straight
It's
up.
like, and they're like, oh well, then how do I? Okay, fine. How do I give up my desire for knowledge?
It's just like you gotta empty your mind. He starts giving them like meditation lessons. And then as they continue falling, a weird little bubble thing floats up. Yeah. And it's like a little pinkish purple globule. And apparently that is the physical embodiment of Koshiro's curiosity.
Awesome.
And then Vadermon is just like shows up and he's like, haha, neat. I'm a fucking snake oil salesman.
Yeah, I'm Vademon.
I fucking love this thing's design, by the way. It's so weird.
It's so gross, dude.
Yeah, I love it.
Yo, it's like, yo, you hear about Mars attacks?
He's just the brain.
So yeah, at this point, like Koshiro is in that like weird Zen state where he's got like the 1,000-yard stare, and he's being very just like he's reading a book, being like, in order to completely free yourself of all yada yada yada, etc. etc.
And then Tento's trying to like
yeah
get him to stop reading. He's like, but Toshio, we got stuff to do, and he's like, fuck off, I'm busy.
yeah, I'm trying to do work. So Tentomon goes around to his back and grabs his laptop. And at this point, he manages to somehow connect to the home computer in Taichi's house, which is
wasn't
why...
Wasn't it like his computer was making noises?
Is that why he grabbed it?
Yeah, no, I swear, if I remember, if I remember correctly, the computer's like starts making like a noise. He's like, "Huh?" And he's like, "What's that?"
Yeah,
And so he goes to check it out because Koshiro isn't gonna touch it.
yeah. Regardless, yeah,
Yeah.
he grabs the laptop, and it's connected to Taichi's home computer, which from episode 21, this is the part where
This
Koshiro
is the
calls in.
part. This is the
Mhm.
funniest fucking way to answer this question.
It's really, really funny. And like they clearly planned this because in episode 21, Koshiro was all weird and fucked up. So like
Yeah.
they knew they were going to do this. It's real, and like he's basically just saying, "Hey, you don't need to come back. There's no reason. We're all good here."
Mhm.
Yeah. I just went to double check. Yeah, his laptop starts beeping, so
Oh,
Tentomon
okay,
picks it up.
gotcha. So Pico Devimon is trying to talk to Vadermon about like buying the crest and Digivice off
And
of
he's like,
him
"Oh,
because he knows.
Yeah.
I've got his curiosity." He's like, "I don't need that shit."
Yeah. Vadermon's like, I only sell hearts. I have standards.
Mhm.
And then Pico Devimon's like, what if I gave you a giant pile of literal crystal shit? And he's like, well, I guess I can make an exception. Because for whatever reason, Vadermon's obsessed with poop.
Yeah.
It's like
Best not to worry about
I'm
it.
starting to think Pico Devimon didn't make those signs. He just moved them.
God. Oh no, you're
Awful.
probably right.
Terrible.
And then we cut back to Koshiro, who is in the middle of doing a bunch of poses while saying the letters of the alphabet. He's just going A, B, C, D, while contour E, and then F, which is my favorite.
I forget. Do we see him do H?
I think we do.
I think. Hold on. I
The
was.
first time it cuts off. The second time he does it though.
Let me
I'm
see if I
almost
can
sure.
find the picture they took.
H
way
might
back.
be the funniest letter, is what I'm saying.
Mhm. H. But yeah, so he's just doing all that shit, and like at this point, this episode's just fucking weird, dude.
It really
so
is. Like
weird.
I really really like it.
Mhm.
He's like, empty your mind.
And
Yeah, hold on. I found the H.
you found
pose.
H. Okay.
Yeah, hold on.
H.
I'll post it in chat.
Yeah.
H.
H.
You got a head in there, bird.
Here we go.
A very good H word.
H.
Is this the point where Tentomon just starts to get really depressed?
Yes,
Yeah.
he starts being like, "Oh man, nothing I do is working. What are we gonna do?" And then he starts slowly digivolving, and it's really
Mhm.
fucked up.
Yeah.
Like he goes back to Mochimon, and then he like goes and like he just keeps like spiraling because like he can't get through the Koshiro anymore, and he just goes all the way back down to like Babumon.
Yeah, all the way back down. There's the H, by the way.
He can't
H.
even speak anymore. As Babumon, he can't even speak.
Yep, he just keeps going babu
Babu, babu.
babu. It's really fucked up.
And he starts crying,
Mm-hmm.
and like in like his tears are. He starts like letting out bubbles.
Mm-hmm.
And then Kosher starts seeing like all the memories of him and Tentomon in the bubbles,
And it kind of
which
like
finally snaps him out of it.
it like kind of snaps him out of it, but he still doesn't have his
Yeah, he's like-
curiosity, so he's like,
Yeah,
not
he's like
sure.
he's not zoned out. He's
Mhm.
not completely zooted anymore. He's just like, I think I want that back, right?
Probably a good idea to have that, I think. So yeah, they find the door and get back into the shop, and Babumon manages to find the crest and tag.
Oh wait, before that, there's an interaction. So he's like, okay, here's the crest, Pico Devimon.
Mhm.
Like, give me my poop.
Oh yeah.
To which Pico Devimon's like, wait a minute, oh fuck, right. So he just crouches on the floor and tries to take a shit.
That's fucking
And
wonderful.
Vademon's just like, you're trying to swindle me, and just kicks him.
Yeah. And then he
Fucking
brings everything back into the store, which is when Babumon manages to snatch it up. And then we go back into or at this point,
They're chasing Koshiro and Babumon, and they trick them into going into the weird space dimension and lock them
Yeah.
in there.
and then Vademon starts like firing its fucking laser at Babumon, and it's like dodging and shit, and Koshiro's like, oh shit, we gotta evolve. So like, as he's dodging, he slowly manages to climb back up to Tentomon.
Mm-hmm.
And then we get the and
Well, yeah,
Koshiro has
he gets his curiosity back.
Yeah. And once that happens, we start getting the sequence of the actual fight happening.
Yeah.
And then obviously Tentomon evolves into Kabuterimon, and
Then Vademon does a special move, which I forget the name of, but it had a really stupid name.
Akuma no Nagekisu.
He blows a kiss, and then you get hit with meteors.
Yeah. So Kabutarimon's getting owned because Bug is weak to rock.
Yeah.
And then we get the third perfect evolution sequence, which is unfortunately not 3D CG.
Sadly.
It's like it's pretty. It's like it looks nice. It's well animated, but it's like it should have been a big CG Kabuterimon.
Fucked up. That's not.
Sadly,
CG.
they do not have the budget for that.
Mm-hmm. This is just personal. The Adler Kabuterimon is so fucking cool, dude.
It is.
What a
Dude,
cool design.
I love the entire Kabuterimon line.
God, it's so good. And then he uses his Hornbuster to explode a planet-sized rock.
Vademon does another one, and it's Saturn. He just throws Saturn at all Atler Kabuterimon, and he just smashes through it so hard it makes like an like a big bang that takes everything out.
It's fucking amazing.
It's pretty.
And then
awesome.
it like cuts back to the regular one. Oh wait, no, there's this bit where like Atler gets like really big and it looks like he's gonna eat Koshiro. It's like a really weird looking shot.
I have that in the screenshots, the final frame like right before. It's really bizarre.
And then it just cuts back to the regular world as fucking I forget who was it? Was it Taichi, Jor, Yamato, and
Yamato and Takadu? Fine.
Yeah, and they just like, huh? And there's just a huge light explosion as Atler Kabuterimon pops out.
And it was like, oh. Huh. Okay.
And then like it just cuts back. We just see Koshiro and Machimon because it's, and they're like, oh yeah, the going to ultimate just really, or perfect level just really drains you of all your energy, so you just go back to baby for a little bit.
Yeah.
And then Genai shows up. And it's just like, oh yeah, by the way,
I've given you. You could have the Digianalyzer. You make use of it to figure out what you need to do.
Yeah, the thing that appears anytime a Digimon shows up on screen. You have that on your computer now.
Awesome.
I was like, yay!
And Koshiro
also,
was like,
they didn't. I don't think. I don't remember if they actually showed this last episode, but also, I guess just to be in line with what happened to Kabuterimon. Gabumon's back to being Sunamon for a bit as well.
Yeah, they did show that at the end of the last episode as well. And then Koshiro's like, I'm gonna add this one first, and it's Adler Kabuterimon, and Mochimon's like, that's me.
That's me.
That's me. So adorable. And so I watched the preview for the next episode because I usually do, and I just want to say, the first episode of the next session is gonna kill me. But before we do that, I have to go through the dub zone for episode 24.
Yep.
The name is called No Questions, Please. Just another one of those names. Is kind of weird.
It's like, I guess it kind of works, but it feels a little off.
Vademon's attack is just unnamed. They didn't want to try to translate that shit. During the recap, Ty says, beat the little bat. And I swear to God, I thought he was gonna
bastard.
I thought that's what he was gonna say. I was like, oh my God, I thought he was gonna say, me beat the little bastard.
Oh, freak.
All the signs have been changed to English.
Awesome.
What do you think they replaced the word poop with on all of them?
I don't know.
Sludge.
Oh, right. Yes.
Honestly, kind of sounds worse.
The Sukamon.
Yes, sludge avalanche, attack sludge. They
Cooties cake.
believe it or not, they didn't say that Koshiro was going to hell. Instead, it's a very unpleasant place.
I was just been like, oh hell.
Yeah. So obviously they had to rectify the fuck up they did with the whole timeline fuckery where Izzy uses the laptop to contact Tai while he's in the real world during this episode. So instead, they pretend that Tai has contacted Izzy again after the initial contact they had.
You ain't saving this shit, boy.
Yeah, it's stupid. This is why I'm just like, they literally just didn't watch further in the show, because if they'd watched 3 more episodes, they would know what this was supposed to be and could have scripted it properly. But no, they just didn't care. So like, remember how Pico Devimon is sitting there ringing the doorbell over and over again?
Yeah.
In the dub, it just rings it once, and it's just like a still frame of his finger on the button for a while, and then Vademon pops out, and he just goes, ah! And like collapses to the ground. It's really
Jump scared.
funny. It's really funny. Pico Devimon, or sorry, Demi Devimon offers some of his curiosity instead of a pile of shit. During the Atler Kabuterimon sequence, they play Hey Digimon again. So
Awesome.
I'm like, oh god, this is just the perfect level fight song, isn't it? Oh god, we're gonna have to deal with this. Instead of when he, tries to pay Vademon, because he tries to shit, they instead make it being him really struggling to get his thoughts out. He's trying so hard, but his thoughts are stuck, is what he says. And then at the very end, when he's getting chewed out by Myotismon, he said, instead of Myotismon sicking the bats on him, he says, "Don't make me sit in this tree all night. I'm afraid of heights. Can I at least have some milk and cookies?"
All right. Sure, man.
I ain't fucking know, man. But we did it. We got through. I suffered a lot. I suffered so much, but we got through it. So congratulations, everybody.
5 whole episodes.
Yeah, 5 whole episodes. Which means next session is going to be episodes 25 through 29 of Digimon Adventure. We are getting to the halfway point.
I think we're actually about to hit the point in which I have not seen these episodes yet.
All right.
Yeah, because I watched up to the Sora episode, and that's where I kind of stopped.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
Yes, that's like 27 or 8 or something.
Somewhere in there, yeah.
But yeah, so we're starting with episode 25.
Mhm.
Episode 25 is going to be a Mimi focused episode.
Yep. Not the biggest fan of this one, not gonna lie.
I like this episode that we're going to watch next time.
Mm-hmm.
The dub of it is probably going to be really bad for me. Because again, #1 Mimi fan, this is gonna suck. But yeah, so I guess we can just go ahead and wrap this up and say goodbye, everybody.
Bye,
Goodbye.
everyone.
Did we
What? Huh?
say why Leon stepped out for the
Nah,
sesh?
it's fine.
Yeah. Okay.
Leon just couldn't make it today.
They will be back next week, hopefully.
Yes.
Probably. Yeah.
All right, bye-bye,
Also-
everybody. Oh, well, okay, never mind. One more thing.
Oh, one more.
I start a new job pretty soon, so I will be available more days for
Thank God.
recording
Thank
instead
God.
of only the weekends.
I was
Yeah.
going to say, literally having the period we were recording as the only day we could actually
Yeah.
record is rough.
Yeah.
So yeah, bye everyone. Goodbye.
Bye.
See ya.
they're
Good episode this week.
Thank you for watching the DigiVerse DiveCast episode 5. Still nothing to really advertise at the end of this, so instead, here's a little clip of audio from when Angel had to get up for like 5 minutes, and me and Momo were just kind of casually talking. this is right after the episode 21 discussion, if it wasn't obvious based on the 2 seconds of content. I don't think I'm ever going to be mad about a dub again. I can't. I don't have it in me anymore. I just don't.